Hello Internet, welcome to another episode of Return to the Dales.
Welcome everybody.
Hello.
Really great to have you all along. We are in the mines of Tethiamar in the upper level. Tethiamar was a dwarven civilization that fell a few hundred years ago. An attempt was made to reclaim them, but that too failed. Less than a generation ago, a human generation at that, 15 or 20 years or so. Anarok is notoriously dangerous, and the mines of Tethiamar sit on the edge of Anarok, beneath the western side of the Desert Mouth Mountains. And this is a perilous area by anyone's gauge. The Underdark within Anarok is known to be as dangerous as the Underdark anywhere. And of course, by delving here into the mines of Tethiamar, whether or not we've entered the Underdark or not yet is entirely a matter of perspective, but we are underground, and if we're not there yet, we've certainly taken a very bold step in that direction. Tethiamar is a three-dimensional society, as dwarven societies and in general subterranean societies normally are. You can go up to the surface and you can go down deeper into the Underdark. Indeed, they are called the Mines of Tethiamar because their prominent industry was mining. And as sounds logical, mining requires a three-dimensional exposition as you go east and west and up and down in search of new veins of ore. It's been a very perilous encounter here. It's so terrible, in fact, that we were defeated and captured. We managed to practically wipe out a force of hobgoblins. But when they were reinforced, we fell. We could not resist the might of their spellcasters combined with their tactical brilliance, hobgoblins being particularly dangerous in large groups. And eventually we found ourselves imprisoned. We were not the only prisoners there. There was an engineer, a gnomish engineer, although his story has largely gone undiscovered for now, save that we know that he is capable of making alloys with mithril and adamantine, and it's this skill that has enabled him to survive this long. The Zentarum have deemed him not only too valuable to kill, but too valuable to let die, so they haven't forced him into the mines, for example. Anyway, stage 2 of the battle began when the Priesthood of Bane convinced us through spiritual betrayal, I suppose, coercion, spiritual coercion, to join them in a battle against a beholder, or rather to attempt to assassinate a beholder. Apparently the beholder knew that we were coming. You may recall that there was some sounds of someone sneaking away. We were communicating through the walls of our cells quite loudly, audibly, and that was the assassin who was spying on our conspiracy, and so the Beholder was well aware of it before we ever got there. Beholder gave us a choice to join or die, and considering that his assassin guardian had almost killed Lady Eleanor with a dagger to the throat, it was not really a choice at all. We would have been doomed if we had have pressed on ahead. Hard enough to fight a beholder, but to fight a beholder that's aware of us, who is backed up by a trained assassin who seems to have nearly unlimited volumes of poison, it was beyond difficult. It would have been impossible. And thus we wisely, or out of necessity perhaps, allied with the beholder, and launched a counterattack instead on the very priest that had sent us on this macabre task. A battle royale ensued, a battle royale that was involving 3 different factions, the priests, the beholder, and us, and all 3 factions were at each other's throat, and eventually the beholder was slain after we turned the resident hobgoblins against it. And so they have now joined our faction, though for how long, one can only speculate. So that's where we are. We are currently on the highest level of the mines of Tethiamar. The beholder is dead. The assassin is attempting to flee, and in doing so has unleashed a chimera, a trapped monster. and is hoping that that will delay us or preferably kill us. Um, and thus we find ourselves still in the middle of an ongoing battle where we have triumphed over a high priest of Bane, a Grand Inquisitor, triumphed over a Beholder, taken out countless soldiers, and yet the battle is still in full swing. So Isabella, you see as the assassin flings open the cage or the gate to the monster's lair and flees. The hobgoblins are tentatively backing us up, but they're powerful spellcasters and proud people, and their betrayal is far from, or their loyalty rather, is far from guaranteed. The betrayal could come at any time. Um, what do you do?
I'll start by just casting a mirror image on myself again.
Yeah.
That back up and just gonna kind of stand my ground, maybe back up a couple feet.
Excellent, excellent. So you're still out in the open, but you're not pressing the attack.
Or actually, how far away is he? 105? Nah. Yep. That's what I'll do.
Alright, the Hobgoblin Warlord advances a little bit and gives some commands that the assassin has nowhere to run, so he doesn't see the sense in advancing too fast. On the contrary, he thinks that like a trapped rat, it's only a matter of time before we hunt him down. You'll notice you'll notice now, because you probably didn't notice before, that the Hobgoblin Captain actually has a few potions in bandoliers, but he has apparently no need to use them at the moment, so instead he just gets ready and readies his action. The Hobgoblin Warlord to the north does the same. The Devastators, their spellcasters, are more cautious, and they don't want to expose themselves at all. But their caution seems directed primarily at you. Just as you're antsy about them betraying you, so too the Devastators appear to be concerned that you might betray them. They basically hold their cantrips ready to fire, but with no enemies in sight, we can guess who they're holding their cantrips in order to protect themselves from. Artisan.
Alright. Guess I'll step here. What's the range of a light crossbow? I forget.
A
I think
lot.
it's
320.
Yeah, 8320, I think.
Alright. So I can see him, so I might as well just pop a shot at him.
Sure. It's a long distance, so you're at disadvantage, but he's otherwise unprotected because he's fleeing, and so you'll be shooting him in the back.
Nope.
Yeah. The bolt instead hits the beholder's corpse and deflates it a little further.
And then my Steel Defender will run and dash up to right here. That'll be my turn.
Mara's initiative isn't coming up for some reason. Oh, there it is. Okay. Flightless.
Okay, well, I think I will move 30 feet forward. Now, bonus action, insightful fighting.
All right.
He needs to make a deception check against my insight.
Oh yeah, and that's the assassin, you mean?
Yeah, the assassin.
Very good. Trained in deception,
He is very Oh, he doesn't beat me though.
but he does not beat me.
It means I can apply my sneak attack even though I don't have advantage against him.
Very good.
I'll shoot Plinker now at him. It was
But because he's already come under fire, he glances over his shoulder, sees your arrow coming, and ducks in time for it to sail past harmlessly.
And is Bless still up? Because it was quite a long combat last
I
time.
think so.
I can't remember if it is. It's only got like 2 rounds left or something like that.
Let's go with 2 rounds then, yeah.
Would it be dropped when we walked into the Beholder's vision?
I think it would have been.
No, suppressed.
It's
Yeah.
pressed? Okay.
Yeah, great question though.
But that's the end of my turn.
All right, the hobgoblins. They too have lined the assassin up. Or one of them has. The other's not really in a position to do so. So he will advance out into the open, into the danger zone, and the pair of them will then fire, looking for prestige and glory as much for success. You can't take 2 attacks with a crossbow in a single round. They have the reloading property, and that can be made each round.
Ah. All right.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to get yourself a bow instead of a crossbow.
You
Yeah.
need a feat to ignore the loading property.
Yeah, and I believe Isabella has that feat.
I have a spare
kind of.
short bow if you want.
Yeah. So the hobgoblins fail miserably, and the beholder is dead. Lady Eleanor.
Looking pretty torn up. I don't have any ranged attack. Every time I get my hands on javelins, I end up losing them somehow. What I can do. Bells. I don't really want to do nothing, but I feel like it's all I really can do. I haven't got a ranged attack or anything, so I guess I'll just dodge, I suppose.
Yep, keeping an eye on the hobgoblins since you're in really potentially caught straight in the crossfire of all 6 of them.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate for sure.
So this veteran looks like he survived. However, he sees that the chimera is coming. He sees that the assassin is getting away, and he runs not towards you, but here into this passage. For the record, he is unarmored. He was woken up during this assault, and he's dressed in nothing more than his nightgown.
Poor guy.
Yet he killed a beholder.
Yeah, that's right. Legend. Truly a legend.
Levels up like 4 times.
Exactly. The assassin hooks it. He is out of here. Isabella.
I'm just gonna kind of stay behind the hobgoblins.
Yep.
Try to take charge. So, men, as the only Inquisitor left alive here, I command you to move forward and find that assassin.
Make a persuasion roll.
Are you actually an Inquisitor?
Yeah.
Huh.
Alright, that's really good. And, you heard her! Get into it! And the Hobgoblin warlords, lead the charge. Don't let him get away! There's no sign of him!
But keep looking.
And that's when the Chimera steps out.
There he is.
Furious, starved, and seeking revenge for the imprisonment that it suffered, it flaps its draconic wings and launches itself onto the nearest target, a Hobgoblin commander. Multi-attack. One bite, one horns, one claws. It could use its fire breath, but it's not going to. Brutal. But the Hobgoblin survives, and although his armor is pierced and dented, he manages to fight off the lion's head, or the dragon's head, and he looks like he may very well survive if only he can get the assistance that he so desperately needs.
I felt safe for a second, then I scrolled over what you rolled.
Yeah. Yeah. The Devastators. Although they're still waiting for your imminent betrayal, they realise that that unless they can stop the Chimera from killing the Warlord, then they'll be losing ground with every step. The only strength that they have now is the strength of numbers, and so if their commanders die, then that will not help their cause at all. Launches an acid arrow. When that fails, the other Devastator does the same thing.
Doesn't acid arrow do damage even when it misses?
No, it does damage on the second round, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It does just half damage on a miss.
Oh, does it really? On a miss, it takes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't realize that. So 9 halved is 4, and 12 halved is 6. So it's a total of 10. And the globs of acid that bounce off the ground and splash into the underside of the beast cause it to howl with anger and pain, and just make it more furious than ever. Artisan.
Alright, I will. Since I'm severely lacking at range, I'm just going to run up and try to take its attention as much as possible. Yeah. And my Steel Defender will run up to it and do a attack.
That'll easily hit. Their armor is pretty thin. It's not, mostly just hide with a little bit of scale underneath it.
10 damage then.
Alright, but a little more than a scratch on a beast as mighty as this one. Flightless.
I'm going to move back because I see dragon parts on it. And then I will take a shot at him.
Alright.
No, I'll take the time to incite him as well.
Yeah, cool.
Because it won't be immediately useful if he tries to run off.
Chimera is predictable. He does have a goat's head after all. Easy enough to penetrate. It's a slightly scaled flank.
18 damage.
And not a bad hit as you hit one of its vital organs. However, it has 3 sets of vital organs, so that's not going to be lethal.
Well, that's the end of my turn.
The regular hobgoblins, if you can truly be called regular when you've been involved in a battle like this. I only see one of them. I thought there was 2. Oh, there's the other one. No? No? What the? Confusing. Doesn't matter. The regular hobgoblins are going to fire their bows. And when they hit, and they both do, the precision with which they strike is something to behold. Oh, they only meant to do the first one. So 7 and 8 is 15, plus another 21 is 36. And now the Chimera is howling in pain. And it seems that this mighty beast is no match for our combined might. Lady Eleanor.
Harsh language. So that's about all I can throw at it. I'll move up 30 feet there, and let's see. I gotta have something.
I mean, you can dash.
I could, but I'm really low, and if I just dash up to it and get one shot right away, that kind of sucks.
Doesn't help anyone, right? Yeah.
It's not particularly useful, but I'll try it because it's all I can do. I'll try and hook a flask of oil at it,
Sure.
which I think at this range is a disadvantage.
No doubt, yeah.
Improvised weapon attack,
Yeah.
which is D20 plus, or is it plus anything? I can't remember.
If you're not proficient, and I guess you wouldn't be, it's just add dexterity.
Right, so
Or
just a straight D20
strength.
then.
Yeah, or you can add your strength, yeah, since it's a thrown weapon. That'll do.
Nice. I guess it splashes in its eyes or something. Doesn't do any extra damage, but it's a bit disorientating for it.
Oh, wait, it's a disadvantage though, isn't it?
Ah, you're right. Yeah.
Unless
With
you've
it.
advanced, yeah.
Let's do it again.
Ah, disappointing.
Yeah, it was close, but you hit it and it bounces off and slams into the wall instead and coats the wall with oil.
Sad.
Yeah, it was nearly glorious. You hear the assassin's footsteps disappearing into the distance, his soft boots muffling them somewhat, but the more perceptive among you, so like, Flightless, for example, will probably guess or assume that he is heading in what is a northeasterly direction, up and left anyway, which I'm pretty sure is northeast in this circumstance. Isabella.
I'll move forward. Basically, my full movement and just shoot him in the face.
I think Bless will.
Excellent.
By this point, just bring him out.
Okay.
But
Good call. Yeah, right. Yeah, which face? Close. But you instead strike one of the horns and knock off the horn, which is a harmless attack.
And then I'll quickly throw in a second shell and blast him again.
Excellent. You're quick off the mark, and this time you're able to line it up, and the goat's head is bleating as it bleeds.
Blah.
Exactly. All right. The hobgoblin.
And I'm gonna turn around to the hobgoblin behind me, just like, what are you waiting for? Get in there.
He raises his bow. I took out one of its hearts. The two warlords. I know that was one of the ones that fired. I think I might have got lost. Maybe I fired with too many. I think maybe I fired with too many bows. Anyway, I'll assume that that's what's happened. The two warlords are charging there, captains, and one of them swings its sword, but it doesn't have the room to get the momentum it needs. The other one consumes a potion.
Yummy.
It's a negligible amount of health, but he is more concerned with his own self-survival than a success.
Hobgoblin cheating, he can drink potions as a bonus action.
Oh, he can too! I didn't even notice that. He is a cheater. Well done, Hobgoblin Captain. Alright, he takes his multi-attack after all. Boom, boom. Legend. Alright.
He's mastered the art of drinking quickly.
Indeed, he's been living in a dwarven ruin.
Chug.
That's it. And as he hacks off one of the legs and one of the wings of the chimera, it looks like it's losing strength fast. But the chimera is not giving up yet, and it breathes fire all over one of the hobgoblins and the steel defender.
The attack's not made. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, and so the chimera breathes fire on the pair of them, and meanwhile butts and rakes the hobgoblin who hit it with the sword. Only the headbutt works. This is the damage for the fire. 41. Nasty. And the captain will need to pass this if he wishes to survive.
Yeah, if I had
Yes, he
passed it
is.
up on my turn, that would have one-shotted me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the hobgoblins is roasted. And the steel defender is burned badly.
How much health does Seal Defender have?
30.
Okay.
Good thing I made it save then.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much damage was it? 41. So yeah, it suffered, 20 points of damage. It's enormous.
Yep.
So does that put it on 10 from 30?
Yes.
Cool. Alright. Alright, the
And
Devastators. Yep.
who was he making the claw attack against? Was
Both
it
of the other attacks were against the other hobgoblin. Yeah. And his armor blocked most.
the claws would have been at disadvantage unless his armor's better than 16.
Oh right, no, it was only the horns that hit, so
Okay.
yeah, it's registered as claws, but it's just the way Roll20 does it. More acid arrows, both of which will hit and will kill the chimera. Its corpse begins sizzling as the acid eats through its flesh and into its bone. Are we pursuing the assassin?
I'm going to tell the hobgoblins to pursue the assassin.
They shall do just that. So it's artisans go.
Right. trying
Yeah.
to. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Are we going to be pursuing them at all, or no?
The hobgoblins will be, and they're part of the encounter, so...
think we need
I want to
get
go
rid of
say
them.
hi to the veteran.
Yeah, he ran in this door.
And Steel Defender will repair 19. So he's at
Doing alright, what, 29
29.
or something?
Yeah. He's at 29 and he'll also head that way.
Alright, he comes under fire from a manticore and a wizard.
Oh no, I thought this couldn't get any worse. Ah!
So, I guess multi-attack won't work. It'll only be able to fire one tail spike, I assume. 7 points of damage.
That will
And
hit.
the wizard will use his cantrip. Firebolt.
That won't hit.
That won't hit. But the veteran says, "No, wait! That's one of them! One of who?" Flightless.
He was able to go 2 more spaces in.
Very good.
He'll
And so, yeah, you'll...
Eleanor's like, are we going like that way? Like what? Like he's sort of like, what's the plan?
Hmm. Good question.
But I do have something because you noticed you didn't have any weapons, and he'll offer you some of the flint shurikens if you want them.
I'll happily take them.
I've got 1 to 7. How many do you want?
I guess 4.
I'll hand you
Guess I'll go
4
4.
flint shurikens.
Alright, now I've got stuff I can chuck at people.
It's just 1d4. It's basically just a dart.
Yeah, well, it's better than nothing. I can still smite on those, I think.
And then
Unless
he'll,
As long as you're hand to hand, yeah.
he'll hold his action to follow Eleanor.
Alright.
But actually, lastly, I'll use bonus action perception to see if I can hear the assassin's footsteps. Because I know he can turn invisible, so he might be around us.
Yeah, good call. You hear him quietly, but running. But because he doesn't wear hard boots, he wears silk boots. So it's quiet. You hear him running down in the direction towards either the cells or the dwarven door or whatever you want to, that northeasterly direction, which is up and to the left.
I guess he'll like just point his finger and hit the direction he is, and then just mimic the sound of just the footprints as they like descend down the corridor. That's the end of my turn.
Alrighty. The hobgoblins follow their orders and they move up, but just hold their actions to fire if they see anything. The wizard is still not convinced and uses heat metal on the steel defender.
Ooh.
Mean.
So I don't think there's any... Is there any saving throw when you're a metal creature?
Can't drop yourself.
Can't drop yourself, so it's just automatic damage, I'm pretty sure.
No,
Unless, would it care about it getting hot?
Yeah, it burns.
I think if you fail the save, you'd have disadvantage on like stuff, like your attack.
That might be the case, yeah.
So he does
No.
make a saving throw? Or
No, if you fail the save, you have the choice to drop it.
Right.
Or you don't have the choice, you're
Oh,
forced to
so
drop
so it's automatically disadvantaged then, I think.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't drop yourself. It's a badly written spell, but it normally works against monsters rather than against player characters.
Alright, so it's at disadvantage con save?
No con save at all. You just take 9 damage, and you're at disadvantage to make your attacks and shit like that. Like I said, it's a pretty badly written spell. Quite powerful for second level. Too powerful, really.
I think like only like druids and bards get it.
Yeah, that's only 2d8 damage, so it's... Yeah.
And 4
Yeah. Yeah, it's not necessarily broken, but maybe a little bit overpowered. I'm really just a little bit badly written, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lady Eleanor.
Alright, I'll move 30 feet up to the fallen hobgoblin captain. And has he still got his healing potions and his bandolier?
He does.
Then I will kneel down, slip one of those potions from his bandolier, and pour it into his mouth.
Very generous of you.
And say, get up, soldier. The fight's not over.
Get up, Soap. We are leaving.
And Flatus will use his held action to follow Eleanor.
Yeah, sounds good. 2d4 plus 2, Eleanor.
Ah, yes.
Very good, very good. You saved my life. I owe you a life debt.
Think nothing of it. As of this moment, we're comrades.
You also stole from me. No, that's just my little joke. The manticore growls something at the wizard, and the wizard is, does it look like an enemy? And so the manticore fires its little hail spikes. Ding ding.
Oof.
So you're at 29 before, I think.
And I do want to point out, it does say object, the Steel Defender is a creature.
Yeah.
Does that still apply?
Yeah. Rules is written not strictly, but like it can heat up your something that's on you, for sure. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Valid call, but yeah, it does.
Okay.
So a total of 29 damage, unless it's 37, because I don't know if a 14 hits or not.
Then he's down.
And it's gone back down again. And you hear the veteran, not cursing, but trying to explain to the wizard that that was an ally. Like, I'm not trying to call you an idiot or anything because you can cast Fireball and I'm heavily injured, but that was an ally. Didn't look like an ally to me.
Gonna take a free action to tap Eleanor's shoulder, like point at her mouth, then point at the wizard.
Yeah, if it's not an action, I guess I'll call out to this wizard if we can hear them conversing.
Yeah. They're only around the corner, so like 60 feet away, you'd hear them.
Something to the effect of, "It's true. We are friendly."
Identify yourselves.
I don't remember
I'll
my
just,
last name. I am Isabella, the only Inquisitor left in this place. Stand down and follow my orders.
Isabella, it is I, Arazu, called the Slain. For I cannot be slain, but I have been slain in the past, but I'm back again. Hence the Slain. And I don't take orders from you. I'm in charge now.
You want to be slain again?
Make a persuasion roll, like this is a free action. Oh, I guess that is your action if you want to use your action to make a persuasion roll, since it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the door and point my gun at him.
You have advantage, but you are pointing a gun at a man, and that tends to make people do what you tell them. I mean you no harm, Isabella. As you can see, I have taken out this golem, which was pestering us.
It was doing nothing. You're an idiot.
How dare you?
Come on, we got work to do.
Very well.
There's a rogue assassin walking these halls. I want you to kill him.
I am not your lackey.
I was gonna kind of tilt my head.
I will. I will make sure that nothing pursues you.
Very well. That will be written in my report.
Your report? Who will you be giving your report to? The Grand Inquisitor?
No, she's dead.
I see. And he's getting a little bit nervous. And the Beholder?
Also dead.
Well, I suppose you really are in charge then. Carry on.
I was gonna scowl at him like, "Are you really telling me what to do?"
I mean, I will carry on protecting this corridor.
I'll turn to walk away.
You will be aware that there is still one commander here within this this structure. So the command structure goes, it's all over the place, but it goes something like this. The Beholder was ultimately in charge. The Bay Knight Priest was next in charge, kind of, but like in charge of spiritual matters rather than overall command. There is a military leader as well. Their name I'll get to you in the moment. Where is that leader? No, I'll bring it up either when you meet him or when it's important. But there is still and then the mage was underneath them as well. So there is still some challenge to your command.
Well, it's a lot simpler than it was, so.
Absolutely, a lot similar. Dragon Vale.
Okay.
Yeah, an experienced military general who really is being wasted by being left out here. They would be better off, commanding the siege of Hillsfar or plotting the downfall of Daggerdale or something. And here they are, being the glorified pet of a beholder and the lackey of a priest. Yeah. All right. Artisan, what do you do? Artisan, are you there?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that it was my turn.
But you're upset because your steel defender was dead. Like, fuck this campaign.
Nah. I want to walk up to my steel defender, give him a dirty look, and cast mending on him.
Where did you get your army of golems, Isabella?
I'll tell you later.
And sorry to interrupt, Artisan.
No, it's fine. And that's as a single action, and he'll be back up in a minute.
Very good, very good. You can repair golems? Incredible! A golem repairing golems. It's quite perverse, really.
And I guess that'll be my turn then.
Lightless.
He will move and dash. And he will again do a bonus action perception to try to listen for the footsteps of the assassin.
Very good, very good.
Well, not too good.
No, but he's not being silent, and you've already sensed that he's down in this direction, so that's further confirmation.
He'll continue mimicking the footsteps and pointing in the direction he hears them in.
Hobgoblins up.
Basically, for the hobgoblins, like, yeah, he's this way.
And they aren't going to let you get all the glory, so they run to catch up with you. What about the R-Dragon, Isabella? He's still getting his armor on. Perhaps he remains vulnerable.
I have no qualms with the hard dragon.
Oh, no, nor do I. I've always found him to be honourable and dependable and not in the least bit obnoxious.
Well, part of my orders here was to find the suitable person to leave in charge of this facility. It seems
Well,
like my answer's been made up now.
oh, you're leaving me in charge. That is, I appreciate.
Are you an idiot?
Is this a rhetorical question?
It is now.
And and he's not sure how to answer there anymore.
No, I am not leaving you in charge. Your
Oh,
boss, the Ardragon Val, is in charge.
oh, well, that's a splendid decision, Inquisitor. One for which I will make you regret. I said that I have to get wet to wash myself. Lady Eleanor.
I'll just dash up here next to Flightless, 60 feet. And I will be right back.
Very good, very good. The Manticore is confused, a little bit humiliated. Kind of wishes that it was Isabella's mount at this point and not Arazu's, but oh well. Can't pick our masters, or can we? The veteran is still pretty injured, but for us to get the master past the Manticore so we can give a report to the R-Dragon. Alright, the assassin continues to run along and tries something out of desperation. We don't know what it is, Isabella.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking forward.
Very good.
I'll take the dodge action.
I might once again mention what's in this room. It is a half-constructed portal made of green steel. It has lots of infernal runes and insignias all over it.
Captain, how long until the portal is finished?
Oh, it is estimated to be several months, Lord Inquisitor. But when it is finished, we will open a portal directly to Hell, and the legions of Hell shall pour forth to supplement our forces.
Very good, Commander.
He bows. And he's been taken off the initiative for some reason. Maybe I deleted him. I must have deleted him. And is very proud that you have given him such praise. Injured though he is, he's got 2 potions, so one of them will pop a potion, get a little bit of health back. The other one will completely ignore him and hang on to his own personal potion. He's not going to share it. He might need it in the future. Actually, he's not at full health, so he might as well use it himself. And 1, 2,
Steal most
3.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. The 2 leaders advance more slowly. Oh no, they can drink it as a bonus action because they cheat. So they will move up, provide a mosaic defense, which the devastators will supplement, hanging onto their cantrips ready to fire. Artisan.
Do we know which way he went? Left or right?
I think it's
I'm
left.
guessing that way, but I'm not sure.
We had view of him before he dipped out. Would we have seen which hallway he went down, left or right?
Mindless has heard that he's gone this way.
Okay.
I'm not sure about if we've seen or not.
Okay.
Flightless has been pointing in that direction while making the sound of footsteps.
Yeah.
Ah.
And dashing up here. And that'll be my turn.
Very good. Flightless.
Well, I guess same bonus action, perception. 26.
Click, 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 click. Ah! Done.
I think he was pushing buttons on the door.
Do you think he guessed wrong?
I'll play the sound for everyone to hear.
Click, 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 click. Ah!
That's it. There was also a hiss in there. Hobgoblins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6.
And then I'll
And
hold my action to follow Lady Eleanor.
very good. Inquisitor! Inquisitor! One of the soldiers is going to alert the R-Dragon right now. I simply wanted to inform you because, as you know, that I am loyal to your cause.
Very good. Have the soldier inform him what truly happened.
Yes, of course. You heard her. Be honest in your details, and don't forget to mention my role in the battle.
Yes, don't forget to mention he attacked an ally.
I killed a golem. Lady Eleanor.
Because I like the way that he didn't even kill it. That's not even true.
Even that's inaccurate.
Move up next to Artisan and dodge just so I'm keeping pace.
Very good. Manticore veteran. Alright, and we will now leave the initiative. For as you advance in pursuit of the assassin, you will find him, and you'll have to go forward a pretty far way because he had a pretty big lead upon you. But when you can move up freely out of turn, and when you do find the assassin, you will see that he is in a cloud of green gas, which doesn't look like it's got any way to dissipate. It's just lingering there in a haze. I'm not sure. Can you see? You can't you? Yeah, I thought you could.
I need to go back and fetch my magic glowing arrow.
Good idea. Good idea. And yeah, so you'll find him in a miasma, a green haze, with some of the buttons on the Dwarven alphabet clicking back into place while this green cloud lingers over the. There's nowhere for it to go. It must be heavier than air because it's just basically settling like mist at the bottom of the staircase. But with absolutely no breeze in here whatsoever, it just lingers.
I guess we know what happens when you put in the incorrect password.
Mm-hmm. Let's take the rest and see if the gas dissipates by, I guess, morning.
Would I be able to use my alchemist supplies to like kind of catch some and then try to figure out what it is?
Potentially, although you might expose yourself to it. And in the meantime, while flightless, what are you? You've got is it a flaming arrow or just an arrow with light on it?
It's an arrow with the spell like daylight cast onto it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So Artisan, potentially you could go and collect some of the gas, but you might expose yourself to it in the process.
I'll have my Steel Defender do it because he's immune to poison if it's poison.
It is poisonous, and so your Steel Defender goes up there and gathers you some of the gas. You can make an alchemical check to identify its properties.
Are we saying it's been a minute?
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's say it's been a minute because at this point, time is a little bit irrelevant.
Okay. You said an alchemy check?
Yeah, that's right, or some other skill if you have another one that's appropriate.
Trying to.
Huh.
So I now have expertise with all my tools.
Very good. All right. It's a mixture of butane and chlorine gas as well. So it is not only highly poisonous and porous, it can land on your skin or get in your eyes or whatever and kill you that way. You don't actually have to breathe it in. Not only is it highly toxic, it's also highly explosive.
We can always
Magic,
try to shoot a
magic.
flaming arrow at the door.
Well, burn it away.
That's probably the best way to take care of it.
How large might the explosion be?
I'm gonna say very.
Huh.
This place is also of dwarven make, and everything they've thrown at it has left the door standing. So I'd say we might have a good chance of it not doing much to the mine
Well, it's
itself.
not gonna do anything to the door, but it'll clear the pathway.
Well,
Oh
worst
yeah.
case scenario, if we wanted to be safe, no offense, artisan, but we could strap a torch to your little friend there and have him run into the cloud.
Don't talk to me,
Since
my
the,
child. I forget.
He seems to have the remarkable ability to repair himself with your intervention.
Yeah. If we do a long rest, I'll just be able to make him again. So
Fair enough.
do we want to go ahead and do that now, or see if it dissipates at all?
I feel like we should inform our new, I use the word tentatively, allies what we're doing so they're not alarmed by a sudden explosion.
Would shooting at it with a flaming arrow be effective at all?
With your 21 of 21 on your alchemy check, and also the expertise, whatever it was, and with Isabella's advice as well, it does seem like that is going to be effective. It's just a matter of how big the explosion will be.
Also might want to consider, are these like dwarven tunnels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was worried about like a tunnel collapse, but if they're dwarven tunnels, then I'm pretty confident in their robustness.
Worst thing that could happen is the mountain falls on you.
The entire mountain.
I guess that's bad.
If it's at that point, then we might as well just give up. Anyway.
Right.
Are we gonna finally experience the famous DM rocks fall, everyone dies?
That's right. It's
It's
right.
a really, really big rock.
Couldn't kill you with beholders and assassins, so let's have something more mundane.
Drop a mountain on us.
That's right. When you know your DM's ready for a new campaign. Arbitrary TPK. Yeah, so is that what you want to do, Artisan?
Yeah, I'd rather try to keep him in case we go into combat again. So
Sure.
I'd say we just shoot an arrow or crossbow bolt at it.
Sure. You alert? Yep.
From probably the mouth, and try to get on either side of it and have the person who shoots it just duck out and then take cover in case it shoots out.
Absolutely. No worries.
Just stand on the devil portal. What could go wrong?
Exactly, right? Like, it's not like creating a hellfire could possibly be the trigger that opens the portal or anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, is this going to be like the
Also,
Minecraft
we don't know what's on the
Nether
other side
portal?
of that door. Why don't we just rest first and then do it?
Well, the explosion probably won't destroy the door since it's made of adamantine.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea to sleep first, though.
Problem is, can we? The loyalty of our new allies is dubious at best.
Well, I'll be fine.
Huh. All right. Well,
And
what's the decision? Do we trust Isabella's command, or do we have faith in our own instinct?
Well, I'm not sure if I heard mention of this R Dragon fellow,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
we've yet to
We
meet
talked.
him. And
is he
Oh,
in this
okay.
part of the mine?
He's in the upper level. Yeah, he's on the right-hand side, the beholder side, if you will.
Should we go and confront him first?
I think he's coming this way.
Oh, okay.
He's got to spend his 10 minutes to get his full plate on. That's all.
Well, we can.
That's like
Ambush.
that guy, it's like he took 10 minutes to put his plate metal on, and then he comes out and everyone's dead. Everyone who's important is dead.
Yeah.
Best case scenario for him, though. I think it's like,
Because
great,
that's a
now
good
I'm
tactic
actually in
he's like
charge.
used in the past. Like, if you take 10 minutes to put your armor on, all the drama has passed.
No armor, no drama.
Yeah, we do wait here for a few minutes. After a while, Isabella's going to look noticeably slower. Just kind of weaker.
Hmm. I guess the call is yours, Artisan. It's your crossbow or your arrow.
Do we want to go ahead and light it then? If we're going to wait on them before we rest? Do you kind of? Okay.
Up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Is there torches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would certainly have some available. Yeah.
I'd take some of the Bernie stuff off the torch and wrap it around a crossbow bolt.
Yeah.
And then light it and shoot it down the hallway.
It's a big boom. It's not colossal, but it's big. It's roughly equivalent to a fireball. It's pretty nasty, but also relatively fairly contained. It doesn't damage the door at all, surprising no one, but it does destroy almost everything the assassin was wearing, save for his swords. Some of his jewelry.
What? I wonder what he was wearing that was magical.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That's all we care about, really, right?
The swords appear magical.
Pure magical. Oh, hang on. There's an anti-magic field here. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, shit.
I guess they would get destroyed then.
I guess they would get destroyed because the magical essence that normally protects them. Yeah.
We don't
Yeah,
have a nice knife.
Well, I guess how hot does the fire get?
Yeah.
And it's not a.
It gets 26 points of damage hot, and metal has a hardness of about 10, so it'd be 16 points of damage, which would. Look, they're magical. We'll just go with the simplest answer and say that they're okay.
Slightly
Okay.
scorched.
Yeah, maybe a little bent or something, but they can be sharpened, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, like, maybe we should have the Steel Defender drag his corpse away from the door. But I thought, nah, his items are magical. He'll be fine.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Steel
I
Defender
think
probably-
Out of those swanky silk slippers, though.
Exactly. You lost the silk slippers, and the Steel Defender might actually shut down. Oh no, we've already discussed that, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or at least we discussed it with the Warforge. Maybe not the Steel Defender. Anyway.
Steel Defender's immune to poison.
But not to magic, not necessarily to magic suppression, and there's a magic suppression around the door.
Oh, it
Which is
doesn't
why
affect it.
Doesn't affect it. Yeah, I thought it might not. Yeah, cool. All right, cool. Which is why the beholder couldn't get through, because normally it'd just be able to disintegrate its way through, but it couldn't.
Just
Would a
like
beholder fall if it tried going in there? Just kind of
Yeah.
roll around.
Yeah, I guess it would.
yeah.
Also, because it shoots random beams. I can imagine the beholder just sitting there, like spraying off random rays. That's because it can't randomly get the one it wants.
That's it.
I guess I'll go
Beholder has-
retrieve.
Go
Go
ahead.
I was going to say I would just go retrieve the items that were left behind.
Yeah, cool. A couple of +1 short swords and some jewels. That I'll share those
Ooh.
jewels in a moment.
I wanted a short sword actually, so
And I guess he just used the last of his poison that lasted. His account of endless poison got destroyed. I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. His poison is gone. He also has a fair bit of jewelry. He's like one of the only people who actually wears jewelry around here because he's, technically an independent operative and not part of the Centaurum. He's got a nice ring, a nice a necklace, a pendant, a bunch of silver earrings, studs, and a bit of platinum because he's such a professional that he only carries platinum. Doesn't spend gold.
and that's all lost.
A mug of what? Like mug of mead with like 1 platinum, and like the bartender's like, "What do you want me to do with this?"
And he kills the bartender and takes the platinum back for asking questions.
Can you enhanced weapon a magic weapon?
Don't think so. I'm not sure.
What's enhanced weapon? Is that your infusion?
Yes.
No.
Right.
It specifically calls for a non-magic weapon.
I thought it probably would, yeah. Thought it'd specify. Inquisitor, says the R-Dragon, and it gives a salute appropriate to a superior officer. I understand that you are in charge now.
For the time being, but I plan to leave you in charge here.
He salutes you again. Thank you for your faith, Inquisitor. But what use shall it be? We have no slaves with which to extract the minerals any further, and we have no soldiers with which to defend it. Unless we are supplemented by both slaves and warriors, then we are little more than placeholders.
Well, just do your best to fortify the position for now, and we'll send word up to the camp under my direct order to reinforce you with more slaves and whatever soldiers they can spare.
Will you be leaving the Bedine women here? I understand that they are showing signs of pregnancy, Inquisitor.
Did we bring the Bedine here?
No.
Not yours, no.
Oh,
They're the Zentaurums.
well, set up what you can for a medical ward for them. Keep them here. See that the children are taken care of.
Yes, Inquisitor, I shall. They shall be. Who shall I baptize the babies? In whose name, Inquisitor?
I'll leave that up to you. I think Bane is the favorable for the future, though.
I am of the same question, my lord. But he looks over at Lady Eleanor. I simply wanted to make certain that there hadn't been a change in religion, my lady.
Not yet. We'll see what happens.
He salutes again and waits for your further command or for you to just ignore him as a good soldier would.
Well, if that is all taken care of, I expect you to gather your men, set up routine guards, the usual, and we will rest before heading down into the mines.
Yes, my lady. With your permission, I shall gather the equipment that has been left behind. As I understand, the priests have still have not been disarmed yet. The corpses of the priests.
Oh, yes, that is true. Bring their belongings to me when you have a chance.
Very good, my lady. I expected that you would wish for the Black Gauntlets and the Nightbringers, as they are symbols of Bane's authority.
Mm-hmm. That is all.
Yes, my lady. And he goes about and does that, taking the hobgoblins with him.
Oh, and when you get a chance, give that wizard of yours a good slap for me. He's quite rude.
He takes off his gauntlet and bashes the gauntlet across the side of the wizard's face.
He dies and comes back again.
Alright, so I'll sum up the treasure that we have found. 20 iron and bloodstone holy symbols of Bane. Some lots and lots of iron ore, like literally tons of iron ore. You might like these ones. There's a bunch of silver pieces, which I assume that you're not, that concerned about. It is the wages of the old guards who are dead. So assuming that you're not going to want that, and the grooming kit, a vial of myrrh. Does anyone want a small vial of myrrh? It's worth 10 gold.
Let's save it for the baptisms.
Yeah, I thought that would be the case. That's a really great little role-playing note there. There is this, a copy of Faerun Conquest, which is something like Risk, the board game Risk, but set in Faerun. Whereas Risk is a very simple game where, everybody has soldiers and cavalry and blah, blah, blah. In Faerun Conquest, you select a region such as Waterdeep or Anarok or Kalimshan or the Dales or whatever, and you get individual units and heroes based on where you're coming from. Like in the Dales, you'll get Elminster as like a special character and a bunch of Dalelander archers. Whereas in Kalimshan, you're likely to get wizards and dervishes and so on. So it's a great board game, and it's a complete set here.
Flightless wants that.
Perfect. It's a pretty hard game to get a hold of, but it's very popular. The R-Dragon and the Mage both have magic items, but I assume that we're not stripping them of them.
Nope.
Nope. Oh, this is kind of interesting. The library. So the library has a lot of boring information. A lot of it's payroll details and shipment invoices, and according to the shipments, they've shipped like 40 tons of iron ore out of here over the past 5 months, and a few hundred pounds of both mithril and adamantine as well. So this place has been pretty freaking productive. But that's, unless you're an accountant, that's not that interesting. Interesting perhaps, but only from an academic point of view. Some of the other things that are potentially more interesting are some file notes on a range of subjects, such as a place called the City of Shade, which is that thought to be that shadow in the sky here in Anarok, the Faerun, an alien force who are responsible for the fall of the ancient empire of Netheril, the Shan Wall, which is thought to be a magical barrier that keeps the Faerun trapped beneath Anarok, the Badine, including their order of mage slayers, which were thought to be destroyed by the City of Shade, and the fact that the high ice, a massive glacier at the top of Anarok, is melting. So if you want further information on those, it can be provided, but it's all pretty interesting. Plus the following scrolls, quite a few scrolls. I'll share this all as a single group. I'll drop it all down first. A whole bunch of money that is used to pay the soldiers, mostly in the form of silver ore. Also some hematite and some bloodstones, like some gems of relatively low value. And now we start to get to the crux of it. 2 sets of plate mail. Two sets of plate mail with shield, or I'll just put the shield. 2 black gauntlets, 2 +1 maces. The 2 +1 short swords that we know about. So I'll just fill that out in so it's a little more clear. 2 times plate mail shield, black gauntlet +1 mace. A suit of +1 plate armor, plate mail, and a Nightbringer. Another black gauntlet. Total of 3.
This sounds like a very silly question, but I think I have to ask.
Yeah.
Can you turn like plate mail armor just into a breastplate? Just take the breastplate off
Yeah.
it?
Absolutely. Yeah, you absolutely can.
For some reason I thought
Yeah.
you would be able to do that.
No, that's what a breastplate. That's exactly what it is. Is part of the part of the plate mail. It's worth noting as well that beneath plate mail is leather. You know, you don't just chuck slight pieces of metal straight onto your bare skin. So when people wear plate mail or plate armor, whatever you want to call it, they actually have leather underneath that, a gambeson of leather underneath it. A gambeson, for those of you who don't know, is like a form of cloth armor, much more common in real life than leather ever was. Leather's a bit of a fantasy thing, whereas gambesons are real. And gambeson is like a suit of padding that is okay as armor in and of itself, but is more commonly thought of as the padding beneath full plate or chainmail.
Studded leather wasn't a thingy.
Not really. No. It's more of a BDSM thing than anything else.
Oh, the Romans kind of wore it for their dresses.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, good call. Yeah, absolutely. It's not that it didn't exist. It's just that it's nowhere near as prevalent as D&D would have you believe.
Like in 5th edition, like if you wear light armor, like studded leather is like that's just what you buy.
Yeah. There is some green steel, the stuff that's being made to make the portal, but its value is, at least for now, unknown. We might be able to identify that, but for now we don't know. A whole bunch of rusted shields and rusted weapons and a torn flag. Is anyone interested in that old dwarven gear?
I am.
I thought you might be, so I'll include its value, and most people would just, consider it rubbish, but you'll know that while technically it is rubbish, it's valuable to the right people, i.e. dwarves and historians, museums like that. I think we've already recorded the platinum and the silver ring, but I'll put it down again anyway. Keep in mind that I think the platinum's already been taken care of. 2 vials of acid, which were used in the process of turning the iron ore into, or the mithril and adamantine ore into a more pure substance. Vial of acid. Yeah. That's a lot of stuff, and that's the grand total.
I think the holy symbols, the ones for the people who died, we'll just place them on the altar, where like the Day Night altar.
Yeah, sure. So you can ignore the iron and bloodstone holy symbols. They only add up to a fair bit, I suppose, 500, 600 gold pieces, but it's pretty insignificant compared to everything else.
Would I have any knowing of the green steel?
Potentially, yeah, potentially. You can make a history or some other check with advantage.
Arcana?
Yeah, Arcana is good. Yeah, Arcana's fine. 22 is fantastic. This stuff is valuable, really, really valuable. Not as valuable as adamantine, but more valuable than mithril. I'll just confirm what its value is before I give it, so that I don't give a false information. Oh gosh, it's worth 1,000 gold pieces a pound. It's super valuable, right? The reason why it's so valuable is because it is extremely sharp. It's very hard, not as hard as adamantine, harder than mithril, extremely sharp. Essentially, when you make green steel weapons, they are keen. So you make a green steel longsword, it crits on a 19. If you make armor out of it, it has fire and radiant resistance. So it's good defensively, but it's probably even better offensively. Like, you guys have hit the absolute jackpot here. The green steel alone, because there's 100 pounds of it, is worth 100,000 gold pieces, and that's just one item. But you'd have to find someone to buy it, and not many people would know what it is, what it's worth, or what to do with it. But
Good thing we have a master smith with us.
we do. Yeah. Though he doesn't have 100,000 gold pieces, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, but it's only found in one place in all of the planes. That's its real value. It's not the fact that because it is very good. It really is. But the value extends from its rarity rather than its properties, because it's only found in Baitor, also known as Hell.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask either the commander or the hard dragon. Where did you guys collect all this green steel from?
It was extracted from the mines of Avernus, my lady. The first layer of Hell.
Yes, I get that, but how did it get here?
It was imported from Zental Keep, my lady. It was summoned into Zental Keep and transported here. We have been constructing a network of portals to Hell throughout the region. There is one in Mithranor, my lady. There is one in the Citadel of the Raven. One was being constructed here. There is, of course, already one within Zental Keep.
Pretty fascinating.
Yes, my lady. It is agreed. We already have the largest army by far within the region, but when we are able to supplement it with unlimited numbers of devils, we shall prove irresistible, my lady.
Well, hopefully we can keep the devils on our side.
Yes, my lady. It is likely that they will have their own agenda, though I believe that our goals will essentially be aligned.
Glare at both of them.
Huh.
Hey, you're a Bay Knight now.
Not in spirit. What was I going to say? Yeah, my connection's been pretty flaky there, and I had to step away. Did I miss anything interesting?
Whole bunch of
We
treasure.
got a lot of plate mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, how many +1 plate mills do we have?
A single
One
plus
plus
one.
one.
Yeah.
And
Total. So
2 standard.
Yeah, no,
So I think
that's 3 black gauntlets. There's like the 1+1 plate mail, 1 Nightbringer, but 3 black gauntlets in total because I'd already recorded
so I
2
guess
before.
+1 goes to Lady Eleanor.
It'll fit her. It's designed for a human woman, so it's the right size for her.
Is it adorned with Bainite iconography?
Absolutely.
Then I'm not wearing it.
All right.
I can always remove that.
Not without honing the enchantment, though.
Yeah. Oh,
What
Lady
about the
Eleanor,
ordinary plate mail?
in service of your help here today, I'd like to present you with this gift.
A gift?
Yes, it's the +1 plate mail.
Just gotta look at the plate mail and back at you. And back at the plate mail and back at you.
You can always cover it with something.
Humbly refuse your gift.
Oh, is it not to your taste?
No. It isn't.
Oh. Oh well.
I guess he'll sign to Artisan. Like, can Lady Eleanor teach top flyers to wear the armor?
I think it's a little big for you there, Bird.
Perhaps, but if he's eager to learn, perhaps he can shoulder the burden of all the weight. Still, I wouldn't have him in such a abhorrent garment.
As he stood there in like drow armor.
Well, my opinion of the Bane armor is far lower than the drow armor.
Do y'all mind if I take a short sword?
Oh,
I
yes, Artisan. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Is the plate mail covered in the regular plate mail covered in iconography and stuff like that as well?
But now it is. That stuff can be altered, but yeah, it is. It's engraved and so on. Plate mail is almost never not adorned. Because if you're going to spend 1,500 gold pieces on something, you might as well spend the extra 100 gold pieces to make it look the way you want it to.
I suppose it's like finding a Formula One car without like adverts on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I've already sacrificed enough to Bane. I'm not going to sacrifice my pride as well by wearing that.
Yeah, nice.
So since you've already sacrificed everything, what's a little more? Might as well get value out of it.
Absolutely not. I regret even having to make the decision in the first place.
Oh, but you can't change your mind. Yay,
Is there
beholder parts.
Mm,
Yeah. And chimera parts. Ooh.
mm.
Does there happen to be books on stonework in the library?
No, nothing on. I mean, like there would be some basic books on stonework. Yeah, short answer is yes.
Because I need to learn stonework.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be fine. Like dwarven techniques. Maybe they were written in tablets or something, but yeah, which is why they haven't deteriorated over the centuries.
The Black Gauntlet, is that an actual gauntlet?
Yeah, it's actually right. It's an actual gauntlet. It functions as a ring of protection and as a holy symbol of Bane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you put it on your right hand and you look tough.
Mm-hmm.
If we have time to stop somewhere that has a forge, man, we can make so much good stuff.
Incredible amounts. Like you're some of the richest people in the world with this junk. It's a vast,
Yeah, we'd only be stealing it for the most powerful organization in the world.
Mhm.
that's true.
But we're kind of part of that most powerful organization in the world right now.
Yeah, then you'd have to pay your taxes if you want to remain part of it.
And also, I think
Mm-hmm.
that would allow us to take some of this stuff. It's like the old leadership, like they don't need it anymore, but like some of this stuff, like they still have
Yeah.
plans for it. Like that
Mhm.
green steel isn't here for no reason.
Precisely. Yeah.
We might be
Yeah.
able to take a pound of it. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's only if their books don't account for that pound, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you don't import something from another plane, and not notice when it goes missing.
Like if it was like 100 loaves of bread, like I think one can go missing, but like 1 pound of that is like more money than most people have ever seen.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. 1,000 gold pieces for a pound is vast amounts of money, and
How many bicycles
yeah.
could we buy with that?
Yeah. Corruption
Oh,
is what it is, though, and in an lawful evil organisation, you've got to. Let's say you're the leader of the Zentarum. You've got to expect that there's going to be some corruption going on somewhere. But should you discover that corruption, what choice then do you have but to extract the absolute most devastating toll that you can? Like look at communist China. It's corruption everywhere. But if you get caught with corruption, you are executed.
Yeah.
I suppose the system it also works because like since everyone's corrupt, you can just ignore it until you need to deal with someone. It's like, hey, look,
Yeah.
this random guy is like, this one guy is corrupt in an otherwise pure system. Let's kill him.
That's
Soviet
exact-
Russia.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. It's how it works in the country I'm in. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I doubt they'd care about the dwarven stuff though, so we can definitely.
No. Yeah, that's
No.
fair to take.
I'm surprised it isn't already like defaced for Bane.
It's because the beholder was collecting it.
Oh,
It was like the beholder's own little trophies. Yeah.
Uh, hmm.
So,
Do you think they'd?
Hmm?
I was wondering if they would care much more about the iron ore because I'd like to take a lot of iron ore.
They wouldn't know how. Oh, I was going to say they wouldn't know how much it is. That's not the truth, because there are records of that. But the iron ore was extracted from here, so it's a lot easier to cover up. Sorry to interrupt, Kyle.
And it's also measured in tons.
Yeah, right. yeah.
And
Measured in
It
tons.
might also the iron might also be, not mainly a byproduct, but I think they're here for the mithril.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, iron's still extremely useful.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yes and no. Like, they need the iron because they've got 100,000 soldiers to equip. But if but as you point out, the mithril and the adamantine are worth a lot more, even if they're found in only trace quantities. So it's all pretty valuable. It's like mining for gold and finding silver. You don't throw the silver away.
Mm-hmm.
Did we find any adamantine or mithril, or is that all not?
No,
Okay.
no. I don't think there's any here. No, it's all been shipped away.
What of the loot list are we going to take? I'm guessing the scrolls.
Yeah.
So there's 6 cure wound scrolls, 1 lesser restoration scroll, a revivify scroll, and a move earth scroll.
Mm-hmm.
I think me and Artisan can cast cure wounds, so perhaps split those between the two of us. Take 3 each.
And I'm also about to get something that allows me to heal at a distance as well.
Healing word. I think we can also both cast revivify. So who wants to carry that one?
I can carry it.
Fair enough, I'll let you carry it. And then we've got the lesser restoration ones, only one of that as well. Guess since you have revivify, I'll take that one.
Imagine we'll leave with some of the silver and gold ore.
Mm-hmm. Is the coinage here stamped, or does it have to just weigh the right amount?
The coins, most of the coins, I think, were personal property. I'm pretty like the platinum came from the assassin, for example.
I mean, the coinage in the region. Like, could we just convert gold into coinage?
No, the weight of gold is equal to the weight of a gold coin. If that's what you're asking, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, precisely. And just for simplicity's sake, consider ore to be worth half of the value of normal. Like that's just let's not muck around with what percentage ore actually is. It's just 50%. So 10,000 tons of silver ore is the same as 5,000 tons of silver.
Are we taking the dwarven stuff?
Yeah, I think.
Is that all
Artisan
going to
is.
fit in your bag of holding?
I have 2 bags of holding now. If after this long rest.
I'll take that as a yes.
It's pretty delicate stuff, but yeah.
Let's see what else. There's some gemstones here, the bloodstones and the hematite.
Yeah.
They're not very valuable individually, but there's so damn many of them that they all add up.
How much poundage of iron ore do you guys think we should take for smithing?
Completely up to you, man.
Yeah, good comment, to be honest. You'll be the one using it, so it's up to you.
How much poundage per, I guess, breastplate as a...
You'd have to check it out.
Okay.
And again,
yeah.
The ore is worth half of its value, so half of it is iron and half of it is waste product. And I don't know how heavy a breastplate is, 45 pounds or whatever. I don't know. Be in the player's handbook or in the compendium.
Breastplate is £20.
20 pounds at all. Right.
So 40 for a breastplate.
Yeah, that's right. 40 pounds of iron ore will be enough for a breastplate. That's right.
Or 65 pounds for plate armor.
Right. So 130 of ore.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really need to worry about the plate, though, now. Because I think the people who have heavy armor would already have it now.
I was thinking for selling it at max value.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna need plate anyway because in character I'm not wearing the Bainite plate.
You could always cover the symbol.
I don't think that goes against the spirit of the thing.
Bane would know you're wearing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and every other god.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But nobody would know. I know.
Where are we planning to go with this loot? Are we still going to try to open the door before we move on, or are we going to move on and try to come back? What's going on?
I'd like to open the door.
Have we got
Okay.
more room in those bags of holding?
How much can 2 bags of holding hold?
They're 64 foot cubed, which is 8 feet by 8 feet by 8 feet. Or is it 4 feet by... No, 4 by 4 by 4, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's all. So it's not that big. Like, people tend to think bags of holding are fucking huge. They're not. 64 square feet, which is 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet. Bugger all. A meter by a meter by a meter. A little bit more. The capacity, the weight capacity, I'm not sure about that.
It can hold a lot of gems and a lot of coins.
Yeah.
Like £400.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more than that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'll quickly look it up. Bag of holding. Bag of holding. Yeah, but they're not as big as people tend to think they are. 500 pounds. Yeah, so not that much. Bugger all, really. 500 pounds.
We need a portable hole.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that's I'm glad that this has come up because like we've got more stuff here than we could possibly carry.
Mm-hmm.
31,000 pounds of 31,455 pounds of iron fits in a 64 cubic foot square.
But 500 pounds is the limit of the bag, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I sort of think the iron ore is something we can't just take, we can't just claim. Remember, the hobgoblins are watching us. So we could probably loot stuff off the old leadership, because they'll probably consider that spoils, but like the iron still belongs to the Zentarum.
Yeah, but you have an Inquisitor taking it, so it's like, what are they going to say?
Inquisitor who has a Master Smith as a companion.
Uh-huh.
You're like, what are you doing What are you doing with all that ore? My Master Smith is going to build weapons for the Zentarum. Alright.
I don't know about you, but if you want to delay the opening of that door somewhat, I wouldn't be opposed to returning to Dagger Falls, crafting up a storm, coming back here and finishing what we started.
Yeah. Same, really.
A little bit of a break would make sense.
Picking up more slaves.
What was that?
Kyle?
Oh, I was saying I'll pick up some more slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. That's definitely what we're going to do.
And Carrick?
I'm saying a few days will sort of make more sense what I'm trying to do character-wise.
Yeah, sure. And like the Zentarum will, of course, reinforce this, but Daggerdale is closer than Teshwave or Zental Creep or Citadel of the Raven, so as long as we don't spend too much time, even if they were to dispatch a force quite quickly, we'd still potentially make it back before they do.
And would they stop us from coming in?
It's a great question, isn't it? As we've already seen with our own eyes, factionalism is rife in the Zentarum. So that's difficult to say. Yeah.
Okay. Would I be able to do a field promotion of the R Dragon?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Although our dragon is about as high as Zentarum agents get. The ranks go something like Fang, Viper, Wolf, something, and then our dragon. So our dragon is basically as high as a Zentarum agent can get. But you could basically give them some other kind of promotion beyond that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're still an R dragon, or maybe not, but you could promote them to, I don't know, general or supreme commander or something, something that is beyond, above and beyond the structure that already exists.
So, R Dragon, I don't remember, Valen, commander of Teliamar.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So he's still the R Dragon, and therefore still the regional commander of the Zentarum, but he's now specifically the commander of Tethiamar, and therefore yeah. It's like the Romans giving a senator governorship of Syria. Like they're still a senator, but they're also a governor as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we can also have the guys that we're returning because one of our party is a specialist of the dwarven ruins, so we could be able to argue that we're just going to open the door for the Zentarum.
Yeah.
We needed to prepare first.
Yeah, this all sounds accurate, and I think you guys are going a really smart way about it. Yeah, absolutely. So, but I don't really need to repeat myself. What I said just 2 minutes ago is that factionalism is rife, and just because you have the legal and moral and spiritual authority to do this doesn't mean that there won't be someone who doesn't oppose you.
I suppose
Or try to get
on the
trying to
military
gain an
side,
ally.
since you've given him promotion, like this probably a bit of power for him. He owes us a favor now.
Yeah, that's probably logical. And then what were you saying, sorry, Carl?
I was saying the same thing.
Same thing.
I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to gain an ally.
Yeah.
Stronghold here.
Yeah, and an underling at that, so that works out really well. Just a moment, I think I've got someone.
Because I guess a few days would be good for me. Would be probably good because I'm going to multi-class and I'm going to gain a bunch of abilities. So saying we take a few days to do things, we'll set that. I guess. So I don't sort of wake up with magic knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll pause the recording while he's gone.
They'll be
guess
like,
we'll
"What
leave
the
it
fuck,
here.
Chuck?"
Yeah.
The plan is
I mean,
to
I
go-
would. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I'd be willing to stick my neck out to get you a sliver of it to try and make a rapier for me, but that would be as far as I'd go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if we're planning to go to Daggerdale, get geared up, come back here, and finish what we started, then we can always come back for it.
This is, you said Shieldmaster reaction?
Yeah, because they both take a reaction.
Yeah, Shieldmaster is the add your armor class to your deck save or something like that.
Yeah, this is just for full on just trying to block with that. That would give me +3 as a reaction. I'm not. Yeah, it's if I'm going to be using the Shieldmaster feats, I'm not really going to be trying to block with a sword. It's usually area attack stuff.
Oh, I'm just saying you're taking 2 reaction based feats. So
Yes.
at most you could use 1 per turn. Not trying to dissuade you or anything, just so you know.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's just like one of them, the reaction would be for AOE, and then the other one is flat damage, a flat attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
As long as
try to be as defensive as possible, kind of thing.
Yep.
Also, Flightless, did you say that you were going to be repurposing one of those breastplates from the plate mail sets? I would strongly encourage it in character. Discourage it, rather. I would insist that Artisan make you a fresh one.
What makes something considered is what the breastplate the largest medium armor you can get?
Mm,
Yeah, it is.
I think so.
yeah, I think so.
14 plus. No, half plate is the best medium armor.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
I'm
But,
going with
yeah,
breastplate because my character's not strong. And I don't want disadvantage on stealth.
Uh-huh.
Fair enough. Breastplate weighs 20 pounds.
Versus the 40 of half plate.
Kind of want to. Can you convert stuff into half plate or no?
Yep.
You can.
Yeah, yeah. Full plate is half plate is just full plate without, say, greaves and pauldrons and other vital components. Think of it's like breastplate with extra, halfway
Yeah,
between
it's
breast.
breastplate with like some shin guards and arm
Yeah.
guards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how I see it too. Yeah.
It's just maybe the idea is you're supposed to just build up your plate mail over the course of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How? So who all's you're using one plate mail for make it a breastplate?
So, if
Um.
everyone strongly discourages it, you'll just hold off it.
Okay.
Isabel will say, "Stop worrying. Just take it."
Yeah, I'll definitely take a half plate then. If
I won't stop you if you want to repurpose the Bane Eye armor, but I will into the void.
Uh, huh.
They see you in the void.
Green Paladin.
Otherwise, we just take the armor and sell it to the shady blacksmith in Dagger Falls.
yeah, we can. I guess we could just throw the armor that's not going to be used without worry of people being mad about it. Anyways, we could throw it into a bag holding.
That's
Yeah.
probably the most value per poundage we have.
Mm-hmm. So we're taking the dwarven stuff, maybe.
I think so.
Uh,
I put it in the list.
Okay.
Yeah, just once you've worked out exactly what you're taking, add all the weight up, and just make sure that we can actually carry it. And if once you've worked out that you can actually carry it, work out how you're actually carrying it. Since carrying arms full of breastplates is going to be pretty inconvenient if we want to scale a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Lord-
I'm going to be
Lord
putting.
Val, do you have a shipment plan to deliver the iron to the forts near anytime soon?
Oh, my lady, there had been a plan to do so. We hit the sand fort, didn't we? No?
No.
No.
No, we
Well,
circumvented it.
Right. I thought that might be the case. Yeah, I wasn't sure. My lady, we had intended to ship it up to the sand fort, and the sand fort would distribute it from there.
Well, we could bring it up there and be the escorts for it.
Of course, my lady, as you wish.
That'd give us some parts and stuff to carry more shit.
Hmm. You said, what's your name? Eleanor, you'd be mad if I took the regular plate and turned it into half plate? Well, just took it as half plate?
Well, not mad, but just disappointed.
No. Well,
Lady Eleanor isn't angry, she's just disappointed.
I would wear it till I get to a forge. And then I'd edit it. So I guess on this long rest that we take, I'll be just putting on one of the plates if no one else objects.
Mhm.
Okay.
What are we doing with the second short sword?
Does
Second model?
anyone else want one?
I would like it. but I also don't need it.
Same here, really. I'd only use it as a backup weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose giving it to someone would, I suppose one of you would be a good call because we need a way to bypass magic resistance.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. So, yeah, I'll take the second one then.
Sounds good. Perfect.
Right, so I think I've added everything we're taking to the party wealth now. I just have to figure out if we can actually carry it all. I guess we'll start with some of the heaviest things. 3 suits of full plate.
Mm.
Throw that into a
Two
bag of holding.
suits.
That's 65 pounds each.
Yep.
For a total of 195 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
It would be 2 suits as we're going to be taking one as half plate.
Okay.
Cool. 130 pounds. What's already in the bag of holding? Anything?
Nothing. I didn't
Oh,
have a bag of holding.
Very good.
So I've got 10 shields.
Shields are-
I'd say leave those.
Are they still usable as shields?
If they're the dwarven ones, then no. If they're the priest ones, then yes.
Oh yeah, the rusted shields are worth 50 gold pieces each, just so you know.
5 gold.
5.
Yeah, 50, worth 10 times as much to dwarves and historians. Then.
Oh,
Oh yeah. So
I'd say leave that for next time then.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll leave all the dwarven stuff.
yeah, it's not like anyone's going to mess with it.
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe
Well, at
grab
least
the torn
for-
flake because that doesn't weigh anything.
And the statues, maybe, if they're just like pocket sized.
How much are they worth? They're probably 18 inches tall.
18 inches.
Hmm.
Might be a bit cumbersome then.
Yeah.
Just the flag.
Yeah, flag weighs nothing.
But those are going to be 1,000 each, so that would be 4,000 GP for the statues.
Mhm.
Let's. Where will we find a dwarf to buy them or a historian to buy them though?
There's
They're
a
out
dwarf
there.
in
Do you know?
Daggerdale, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Does he have that much
he's
money?
going out of business, so he's
Like
not
the
going
map
to.
guy is going out of business, and the other
Yeah.
presumably rich guy we burnt his tavern out,
Lol.
Oh yeah.
and he's ruined anyway.
Yeah. So there's no one in Daggerdale.
Uh-huh.
But things
We could always ask him where the nearest dwarf is. I'm sure they'd keep up with each other.
There's a lot in Cormier, 500
Cormier.
miles away,
Yeah.
on the other side of plague-infested no man's land.
Do we know of
Looking
any
at
historians?
teleportation circle.
Yeah, we have teleportation circle. It's not complete, but yeah.
No, once I learn the spell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, then we can do it. The nearest historian, so the nearest dwarves that we know of are in Cormier. The nearest historian is in Serpent Bridge. There's a museum down there.
Okay, so we could probably take them there.
They'd probably take one of each thing, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Righty then. So the gemstones are probably negligible weight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not sure how much they'd weigh.
yeah. Just ignore the weight of the gems here. Nothing.
What else have we taken? The scrolls, they're also negligible.
Nothing.
The short swords carrying on our person.
Mm-hmm.
We got the 2 Nightbringers, I think it's 2 of them. And or is Maeve they're just 1, I'm not sure.
One
What did-
Nightbringer, 1+1 mace. Or 2+1 maces.
So 3 maces and 3 black gauntlets. I assume we're taking those as well.
I don't know who we'd sell the black gauntlets to.
Someone who likes to buy trophies of defeated Zentarum, perhaps.
Would we be able to don a black gauntlet? What determines your ability to wear a black gauntlet?
Yeah, anyone can wear them. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're just status symbols.
I mean, to where you'd actually be given one normally as status. Like, could we earn better things if we have 3 members of our party wearing black gauntlets at trying to sneak into a Zentarum place, or kind of thing?
It'd
It'll
be pretty.
get you killed for walking to the wrong place.
Yeah, it'd be pretty weird to also have like three of them because it'd be like three generals walking around together. You know, like normally if somebody has a black gauntlet, it means that well, it does mean that they are a high-ranking, potentially priest, usually a priest, and for a high-ranking priest to be accompanied by no one except for other high-ranking priests, it's not impossible, but it's kind of weird.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So my blade song ability doesn't activate if I'm wearing heavy armor.
No, it doesn't
With the-
count as heavy armor, so that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll take one, but mostly just keep it in my bag.
Cool.
The power move and just
And then-
pull it out and put it on when you need it.
Yeah.
Pretty
In that
much.
case, I think the only like significant weight that we're taking is the, I guess, 2 suits of full plate now, since Artisan's going to wear one of them as a breastplate, and
Yeah.
3 maces, which is
Right.
like 142 pounds in total.
So we still got like 350 to spare.
Or no.
I'd say take at least one of the statues.
Sure.
If we can fit it, yeah.
Call the statues 20 pounds and be done with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Fair enough, I'll add that. That's 162 we're taking with us now.
Heaps of
Yeah.
space left. Which
And-
means if you want to take a lot of the silver ore or some of the green steel, then that's an option. You know, illegal though it might be.
I'd take the gold ore.
Yep.
How much gold ore did you roll for?
I think
I
there's.
haven't rolled for it yet.
I think it's.
Oh.
Is there gold ore or just silver ore?
There's silver and gold ore.
10,000
Oh,
gold ore.
good. Oh, awesome.
2D 1000, yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. I see it.
And each pound is worth how much gold in terms
One
of gold?
half. Yeah, just consider ore to be worth half of its value.
Fair enough.
Nice and simple.
200 pounds being 100 gold pieces worth then.
No. More than that.
Up. There
I'll
are
look
50
it up.
coins to a pound. Yeah, I think there are 50 coins to a pound. Yeah. So the formula will be work out how many pounds, divide that by 2, multiply it by 50. And then you'll have the number of gold coins.
Say 200 as an example. Divided by 2.
100 times 50 is 1,000. It's 5,000. 5,000.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess fill our boots. Fill our boots with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
How many more poundage do we have left in the second bag of holding?
No, more than 138. Is it
Yeah.
338? 338.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was right.
I think so.
Yeah, good.
How much would 300 pounds worth of gold ore be worth?
So 300 pounds is the same as 150 pounds of gold. 150 times 50 is 7,500, I think.
Bad.
Is that right?
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, it is. It's right. Yeah.
And we can always use the forgery kit to stamp it. Like,
Or
Regular
just sell
gold.
it raw.
Yeah, that's right. Gold is as long as someone's able to measure it out, then gold's worth just as much, whether it's in coin form or not. Coin makes it legitimate, but people take raw gold as well, as long as they have a way of measuring it.
okay.
We're taking 300 pounds of it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so 300 pounds is double that, so 15,000 GP.
Bam.
That's the haul. We've
Yep.
we're rich now.
Yeah. Are we going to still accompany the iron caravan?
I don't see much reason not to.
Okay.
And by a
Right.
company, I figured we'd be driving the caravan. Because they need basically everyone here still.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
do. Yeah, they're
So the idea
already.
is to just appropriate the wagons, basically.
Yeah,
Yep.
no problem at all. That's what it's there for. So it's only sensible to do it that way.
And once we're on the road, we just shave off a bit of gold,
Yeah.
and we're good to go.
Absolutely.
Then Flightless will forge the documents to change the value a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll put my seal of approval on it.
And everyone can level up.
Let's go.
Things are looking up.
Yeah.
Although, who knows what will happen when we come back here? Because I assume
Yeah.
we are going to come back here.
Yep.
I'm sure we're all curious what's behind that door.
Uh,
And I have my reasons for personally smashing this place up after what happened here.
How does rolling your HP work?
You can
just
like,
roll
well,
you
twice.
can just be Chad
Yeah.
B and just roll maximum again.
Let's go.
I'm not sure what hit dice an artisan artificer uses. Probably D8, assume. Does anyone know?
Yeah,
Uh,
D8.
D8. Yeah. So roll that. You got a 2. Roll again and try to get above a 2. You get to roll twice and take the higher. That's
Ah.
better. 8 is better. You add your
Boring.
Constitution modifier as well if you have one.
Con mod.
no, that auto rolled for it already.
Right.
Did it?
So he must have
Yeah.
no con mod then.
I have 16 con.
Oh,
Okay, because
so,
it's an 8 on a D8, so add 3 to that.
Okay,
yeah,
so
the
that would be.
character Mancer will add it for you though.
Right. Oh, I see what you mean. Right. So you insert the 8 and it'll add 11. Is that what you mean?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Why haven't I been rolling? I've just been averaging 5.
Yeah. Statistically
Because
Because
done.
you can roll 2 1s.
You can,
Yeah.
and I've seen that. I've seen the barbarians do that. Yeah.
Oh, poor
Bloody who was it?
Flit.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Well,
I
they
can-
class the barbarian for HP.
I think you did it in Icewind Dale as well with that barbarian as well. I'm pretty sure.
Mm,
Oh yeah, Kyle. You have proficiency in Arcana, I guess.
Yeah.
And do you have history?
yeah.
Okay, because this will make sense later.
hmm Yeah, take whatever you want.
I am. I just wanted to make sense.
hmm Are you trying to learn off me?
Yeah, that's the idea. He's got to come to you later on and ask you if you can teach him, like about magic.
Ah. I see.
Because immediately becoming an expert in Arcana overnight doesn't make sense.
Uh-huh.
True.
Yeah. So no one's given a thought to the gnome slave, I assume? The guy who...
Oh, I thought he escaped.
yeah.
I forgot about it.
No. I'm purposely ignoring him.
Very good.
Unfortunately, in all the commotion, I also did. He did slip my mind as well.
Thought it might have been a combination of accidental and deliberate ignorance.
Although, if he's still here when we come back, we have a couple of things I might ask of him.
He most likely will be unless they forget to feed him. And they've got all this chimera meat, so probably not going to forget.
I guess I'll get him like a proper meal before we go because my guy's friends with slaves.
Like chimera meat? Is that a proper meal? What are you going to give him?
Probably better than what he's being fed before.
I guess so.
I'd do away with Sanctuary.
Yeah, you can change your spells if you want, yeah.
Seems kind of very.
It's a really good spell if used right, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I could just Sanctuary my Steel Defender if anyone makes an attack against him, they do that. And then
Good choice.
whatever attack they do make, he can deflect attack on it.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Yeah, I never. Why haven't I been playing this game? Anyways.
Should
Yeah,
I
Sanctuary is
take-
really good.
Does
I
protection
take
from good and
level
evil?
7 as wizard or multi-class into fighter.
When I mean, my rules usually don't multi-class. Like I think I net with flighters I have to. And with protection from good and evil, do you have? Does it cost like 25 gold each time because like the holy water?
Well, I
Does it say
guess
it's
it does.
consumed every time you cast it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't have a gold price, but it does say holy water.
Oh, if it's not a gold price, I don't think it's consumed then. I think as long as you have a spell focus or a holy symbol, then it's fine.
Because it's holy water or powdered silver and iron, which the spell consumes, but there's no price like amount.
Oh,
That's
sounds
weird.
like it does consume it then.
Yeah.
I've never heard of
I think
anyone.
it's because holy water and the powdered silver have prices elsewhere in the book.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard of anyone taking track of it, but it sounds like you're supposed to.
Because it's a good
Well,
spell
it's-
up until the point it costs 25 gold.
I always thought it was a pretty mediocre spell.
If you're fighting undead,
Yeah, there's situations where it's very useful. But more situations where it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, it says it needs holy water or powdered silver and iron, but it didn't say how much.
Mm-hmm.
How many pinches or how much gold, price amount it needs. Strange.
I mean, it might mean that you just need to have a vial on you and then use like a few drops each time. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know either.
I suppose it's vague. So what? I guess it's your call, Arctic.
I'll see if I can find the internet's answer.
Mm-hmm.
Consumed.
Nevertheless, you bring up a good point. Powdered silver is a component for a lot of divine spells. So I'll take a few pounds of silver and just carry it on my person.
We have
There you go.
38 pounds left worth of space if we
Does it-
wanted to.
Oh, hang on. PFGE is a unique among spells. Every other spell with no listed cost does not consume it, but PFGE does consume it despite not listing its value.
Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, I'd appreciate like filling that extra space with silver ore so we can get some powdered silver
Yeah.
for spell components, because I think there's a couple of divine spells that require powdered silver, like ceremony.
hmm
Finally got the ability that I've been looking forward to quite a long time. I think it'll rarely ever come up, but when it does come up, I'll be glad I have it.
Look at me with my 57 HP.
It's only 10 less than me.
I mean, look at that. That's insane.
That is ridiculous.
Oh my god! The
You're
consistency
one,
is incredible. Yeah.
one tough
My luck
bird.
has turned. Gone are the days of profit involving 1 and 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that guy was like on like 32 hit points at level 10 or something, wasn't he? Something like that.
Something like that.
So we all did pretty well there by the look of it.
Yeah, I'm boring and I only take the average.
Ah, right.
No, I do
Well,
a strange thing called putting my attribute points into charisma instead of constitution, so I need to like take the roll
Hmm.
because I need to catch up somehow.
Hope RNG doesn't screw you, so you have even less HP.
Hmm.
looking at the arms and equipment guide and ways that you can modify different things. It's going to take quite some time to make any superior stuff.
What's the
Like
that's right. I completely
superior.
forgot we were using this.
Yeah, if we have a superior plate mail, for example, it's 19 instead of 18 AC. But it's 64 days to craft
Mm-hmm.
and an additional 300 gold cost. I think we have 64 days.
You don't think we do?
Probably not. I'd say
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah, like 64 days before we can return here, before they get reinforcements and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I thought
So
you said
probably
64 the first time, not 6d4.
no.
Should I get Arcane Lock
You haven't
for
got any.
resting in dungeons?
Meh.
No. Hmm.
The
Trying to figure.
cool world building spell, just not super useful for players.
Trying to figure out what spells I want to get because I'm doing away with the level 1 spells that I haven't used at all in this campaign, or are now null and void.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
So, Pyro, how confident are you in a DC 25 tool check?
Pretty?
Pretty confident?
Yeah.
Although
Alright.
bear in mind that his proficiency bonus gets doubled on top of his expertise he already has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets like double expertise basically.
Yeah. Sure, you could get advantage with a helper.
Yeah. My whatchamacallit, Still Defender has an help action, so can't
I
I?
was thinking I could help you.
Oh, yeah.
I could show off my pistol to you, and you could make a 6-shooter.
6-shooter with the whatchamacallit. Because after we're done with this, I'm probably only going to switch to 1 bag of holding. So with the repeating shot on it, and it'll be a +1.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, I have 10 proficiencies, like skill proficiencies.
And
Skilled
you
character.
are like a rogue though, aren't you?
Yeah, I think
Partly a rogue.
I'm mostly rogue. I've taken my 1 level in cleric. It's time to go all rogue now.
What are you hoping to achieve with the level in cleric?
I think my character needs medium armor and shield. And
I see.
since I went knowledge, I can grab proficiencies without grabbing the skilled feat.
Yeah, I can see the synergy there.
So now instead of taking skilled, I can just go 2 dex.
Sounds good to me.
Does anyone want my scale mail?
No.
I
No?
don't think so.
A disadvantage on stealth, not good.
Is it worth anything?
50 gold? I think.
We got enough gold that's now negligent. So and well,
I think the raw gold is worth more per pound or something like that.
yeah. So I'm just going to do away with that. Technically, my if we're doing a long rest, then my half plate doesn't weigh anything because it's now a part of my body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't factor it into the weight. Since
That
you've been wearing
was more me talking to myself.
it.
I just need to keep in mind that I can carry more than because I don't think it's letting me adjust it to where it's not going to show 40 extra pounds on me.
Oh, do you want my non-magical shortbow?
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, it's the original Drow design one. It's important to him, but you're a friend, so you can like have it for now.
You're not Drow.
Yeah.
He's not Drow, but it was given to him like as part of his uniform of the Drows.
No, I meant that artisans under your take as not Drow.
He's Kenku.
Oh, this can perfect.
Hell yeah. Oh, I never added alchemist tools to my list. I should have done that.
I have alchemist tools.
That one, not you.
Uh-huh.
Forever, never forgiven.
Am I stupid? What the hell? There we go. Who said they had alchemist supplies?
I do. I don't have the supplies yet, but I have the proficiency.
You can use mine.
Yay.
Would Eleanor happen to have like proficiency in religion? Because I'm not like, should I go history or religion?
Proficiency in history, but not religion.
Oh, okay, so never mind.
Don't get many skill proficiencies as a paladin.
That's what I'm for.
And of course, intelligence is a dump stat for paladins as well.
Not on my paladin.
Well, I have to say typically it is, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Who was that just came in?
They came in and left. I don't
I
know.
know. Oh, it's him,
Yeah.
Vacula. Right. From Icewind Dale.
Sanctus.
Need to get stonework tool. Will the books replace a apprenticeship or no?
Place apprenticeship.
Yeah, because I had talked about asking if there was any stoneworking books or anything.
Well, the arms and equipment guide gives you what is effectively expertise that also happens to stack with normal expertise.
It's with tools I'm proficient with, though, right?
Just says on all tool checks except these tools.
Ah,
Oh yeah, it says
Okay,
doubles
then.
your proficiency bonus. So if you don't have a proficiency bonus, it wouldn't double anything. I guess
Yeah,
you would
it
have to
pretty
be
much just gives
proficient.
you expertise in all tools you're proficient with.
Yeah.
I also had the tool expertise as well. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make with a tool.
I don't think you stack expertise, is there?
Yeah.
You do.
No,
according to
the
this one.
notebook calls out something different.
Oh, so the notebook's something special.
Yeah, it's a magic item.
Wait, so does my doubled proficiency also have an additional doubled proficiency?
Yeah, if you're using
No.
the book.
No?
It says it's in addition to any the character may have.
No, does it? In that case, if it says that in
Cool.
addition, then it is an addition.
That
That
is
is
insane.
dope.
So it doesn't double, but it will triple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
How
huge.
do you make that actually work in your
Not
thing,
sure
or
if
do
you
we
can.
just have to?
Is there a miscellaneous
manually.
modifier? If there's not, then you'll have to do it manually.
Okay.
Yeah, just do it manual. So, ready to take off?
Oh, there is a modifier.
Oh.
Hmm.
I think so. Oh, I know. Is there an armory here that I can swipe some javelins from?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take
have the shirt
5
inside.
javelins. Yeah, I'll give you back your shirk.
If my proficiency bonus is 3, does that mean I'm adding 3 with the book?
Yeah. So I think it'd
Okay.
be D20 plus 3 for proficiency, plus 3 again from expertise, and then plus 3 again from the book. For a total of plus 9.
Add advantage.
Yeah. So you definitely live up to your name.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Oh, Arctic.
Yar.
Would it be possible for me to lay claim to the Beholder's Room?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go and check it out if you want. Although if you've already got the map of Tethiamar, I think, so you don't
Yeah.
really need to.
Yeah. No, I just
Yeah.
kind of want to store all the dwarven stuff there.
Yeah, it's already mounted on the walls there anyway, so you just simply don't remove it from the walls, and it's already there.
Should we just
Uh-huh.
close the
Looks
door
More
well.
as a
lock and all
way
the way
to,
before we leave?
Mm.
just kind of as a way to keep it from being vandalized.
Yeah. No one will go into your room while you're absent. You wouldn't in the military. You wouldn't walk into the general's room and just put your feet on his table just because he's out on a mission somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, so now it's my intelligence mod plus 3 from the book, and then plus 6 with my tool expertise.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah, it is.
A sweet item.
Yeah, I just wish we had like a month or something so we could make those superior, like master crafted things. But
Well, you do if you want it. One of the other groups has taken a year off.
jam.
Yeah. They tried to anyway, and then shit started to happen, and they got drawn back into it. But they're trying to take a year off.
I think if we took that long making things, this place would definitely get reinforced, and it would cause
Absolutely.
problems for us.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that could. Yeah, it definitely would be restocked, resupplied, Anyway, there'd be more soldiers here.
It's not the soldiers we need to worry about, it's the clergy.
Yeah,
Yeah, there'd be some fresh priests here too, I'd imagine.
that's right.
And it's going to be kind of hard to justify walking in here and just executing a couple of them again.
All over again.
That one
Every
time, I mean, it needed to happen, let's be honest.
Oh no, the regional manager's coming back. They're gonna kill all the priests again. Fucking hell. When did you work at that Subway store?
Oh god, that's great.
Wouldn't happen in Subway, it might happen in McDonald's.
Yeah, it does. Don't worry about it.
Can confirm.
Marvelous invention, though, it has a scary drawback.
You're a robot. Just build yourself an artificial leg.
I can
Just make
technically
another
just
roll.
Hell yeah.
make my whatchamacallit, an infusion, a prosthetic limb.
Do another wondrous invention, go blind and deaf, but have it be like just another leg.
Yeah, maybe you can make like a steam leg or something, or
Yeah.
clockwork leg.
I mean, he kind of
Yeah,
already
they're-
is. So.
Hey, it's arms and equipment, right? I mean, arms
Yeah.
included.
Only arms though, not legs.
Yeah, legs are not covered under this book.
What is a leg but a less useful arm?
You need to find like the sequel, like doing the leg work.
Alright.
Well, legs go.
Yep. Let's go.
Alright, let's get out of here. So, back up over the mountain. Now, if we're going over the mountain, that's a challenge because the sand fort sits at the base of the mountain pass, which is why we abseiled down here in the first place rather than just coming down here more directly. So if you want to go over the mountain pass, which is the logical way to do it, it's difficult to get there without going first to the sand fort. Or are we just going to the sand fort? I
I
can't
thought we
remember.
were just going there.
Yeah, that's right. We're just going there, aren't we? All right. So you emerge. Yep.
No, you do your thing first.
You emerge from the mines, and you find that the scouts are waiting there for us to, put holes in us. What do we do about that?
What is the
Perhaps
meaning of
define
this?
the
Aren't you
story.
supposed to be out patrolling?
There was a battle. It's a woman. There was a battle, my lady. Reporting in, my lady.
And what do you have to report?
There was a battle.
I know.
Oh.
Taken care of now. It all went according to my plan.
Yes, my lady. Will you require an escort?
I do not require one, but you're more than welcome to take along.
But that's not an order, my lady.
You are correct.
Very well. What are there any other orders from the priesthood or the Ardragon, my lady?
The priesthood is no more in this area. But the Ardragon would like your help reinforcing the fort.
She's not sure if she should ask or not. The priesthood is gone.
Yes, they were trying to overthrow the fort and desert the Zentarum.
Nefarious, my lady.
Oh, truly?
She neither asks more questions nor makes more comments. It seems that her second in command has more questions, but he's not willing to risk it either.
Yes, lad, speak up.
My lady, it seems unusual that the Blessed of Bane would be punished for their loyalty.
They do not have the best interest of the Zentarum in mind.
Are you suggesting,
They-
my lady,
they-
that that somebody else should be in charge of the Zentarum besides the priesthood?
That is not what I'm suggesting at all. These were rogue priests trying to gain more power than they deserved. I
Rogue
gave them higher
priest.
ups that I take care of this fort. And it is taken care of. Now we just need to replenish.
One of the like there's five scouts here. The woman doing the talking, the subordinate doing the questioning, and so and two of the lesser ones. One leans over to him and says, "Rogue priests," and the other one says, "Multi-class." Oh, okay.
What do you
Talking about
multi-class
rogue
in?
priests playing this blade?
What? Probably trickery domain. Oh, okay. That explains everything. Well, he's not going to ask any further questions. But whereas she's not asking questions out of, I suppose fear, he's not asking questions. He doesn't seem to be very afraid, but rather out of a chain of command. He's already stepped over his line, but he's not afraid of you. He's not afraid of you at all. She is.
Uh-huh. Well,
Yeah.
she's the smart one.
Yeah.
If you have any more questions, the Ardragon commander of Tiliamar will answer them for you.
Yes, my lady. I will direct my questions there. He gives the lieutenant a stern look, but he doesn't look at her. He just looks straight at you, at Isabella.
As you were.
And, they get into an argument when you're gone. Like he's so insubordinate, so insubordinate that they get into an argument, and essentially she bows to his will, even though she's the commander. And he goes inside the fortress to find out what's going on, while she and the rest of the soldiers stay outside watching the perimeter.
And what does the Ardragon tell them?
Well, I guess we don't know.
Get back?
Yeah. Guess we don't know. All right. So we're taking wagons and carts anyway, aren't we? Up to the thing.
Yep.
Mhm.
Also, if we have 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and summon my horse back. My poor horse that got dispelled by an anti-magic field.
Evil anti-magic fields. Alright.
All right. So, the Sandfort Chembrel. I'll just check that I have an updated version of it in this game. I might have to import another one. I don't think so, but I might have to. That looks all good. Looks all good. No, that looks all accurate. You will spot the Manticore flying overhead. He's going to beat you to the Sandfort, since Manticores fly faster than we walk. He flies like hundreds of feet above, but the sight of a batwing lion is pretty indiscriminate, unmistakable. Do we, bring him down?
Can I see
No.
if the wizard is on the back?
He is. The wizard is on the back.
Okay.
Is it the same wizard?
That's hard to tell. Wearing the same clothing. All right.
Disregard that.
Gonna bring him down with Smith's tools. Throw your hammer at him.
All right. So yeah, when you arrive, you are met by a contingent of 25 soldiers, which is about 1/4 of the strength of this place. Maybe more than a quarter. Might be half their guards, not counting their monstrous and their magical support. Anyway, you're met by a pretty large force that would be incapable of bringing you down, but it's It's a sizable army all the same. 25 people would take over some towns. 25 soldiers take over villages anyway. And they instruct you that you have been called before the Shrine of Command.
Sounds good. Where do we go?
All right, up here. Now we dealt with the Inquisitor because that was how we got the slaves in the first place. That makes sense. Surely the Inquisitor didn't get away, did she?
I think when we freed the slaves, that's all we accomplished.
That's all we
Yeah.
accomplished. Right.
We
It's
killed
hard
some
for me
of the scouts. We almost killed the wizard, but everyone else survived.
Right.
Yeah.
It was that wizard, by the way. This is the same wizard. Anyway, so yeah, you as you can probably see, the Sandford is a pretty big place. It's very widely spread out. It's one giant big tent city. There are roughly 100 slaves, women, Bedine women here, half a dozen elephants, 20 or so horses for cavalry, 5 ogres, and in excess of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, like roughly 100 soldiers, including the veterans. Maybe not quite that many, but pretty close. There's also a giant who tends to a cannon. The shrine, such as it is a giant tent, a massive marquee. There's no real permanent buildings unless you count the roosting tower where the wyvern and the manticore roost. And finally, the whole thing backs onto the Desert Mountains, onto the mountain range, and carved into the mountain range is a huge 75-foot statue of Bane, which hasn't been completed yet. It's still a work in progress. And if you are familiar with those Buddhist statues that the Taliban destroyed maybe 10 years ago in Afghanistan, it's that kind of statue, literally carved out of the mountain face. These massive monuments to Bane. Yeah, so here we are, in the Anarok Desert, Sandfort Shembrel. So yeah, you're brought before the Shrine of Command, but only commanders are allowed in there. So I guess that means that only Isabella is invited in, while the rest of you have a pleasant entourage just watching your every move down here on the lower area.
No.
Oh.
Why, hello there.
Hello, says the Inquisitor. I understand there was a problem in the mines.
Oh, yes, you know. The three-way power struggle trying to figure out who was in charge. And it ended up one side destroyed the other. And the third was just kind of left.
3 ways?
Yes, that is correct. The clergy hired me to kill the beholder. The beholder subjugated me into killing the clergy. And then the beholder died to the soldiers.
And why, pray tell, were you not on the side of the clergy?
Because they were becoming rebellious. They were forming their own plans, getting a little too free-willed.
They were not pursuing the plots of Bane or the High Imperceptor?
They were following Bane, but not the Imperceptor.
In what way were they contradicting High Imperceptor?
Well, I was sent there to figure out what was going on. And I found out that they were lying on their reports. Smuggling arms.
Specifically, what lies?
They were keeping materials there that they said they were shipping out. Lots and lots of gold. Probably to find hire some mercenaries, I would believe. Take the fort for themselves.
You would, of course, be willing to testify?
Well, yes, of course.
She casts Zone of Truth.
Okay.
Specifically, what evidence did you find? You can make a saving throw if you want.
Yeah. What is a wisdom saving?
I think so.
I think it is.
I suppose we do have the logs, but I suppose they're clean.
Nice.
Do you see? They were missing almost 5 tons of gold on their logs that they said they shipped out, that they were keeping in the basement.
They were missing 10,000 pounds of gold.
That is correct?
Where has the gold gone?
It is still at the fort. We were not able to fit it all on the wagons, but it will be shipped over soon.
Ah. So they did not catalogue it, but neither had they exported it.
Yes, that is true.
Well, this is fortuitous. I understand you have promoted the R-Dragon to Supreme Commander of Teliamar.
It seemed only appropriate at the time to keep everyone in line till more reinforcements arrived. Didn't want that upstart wizard he has under his control getting any bright ideas.
The upstart wizard is right here.
Yeah, I'll say
Insult
it.
into his face.
Is that all the same? What?
Yeah.
What? Quiet. She commands the wizard. Do you have any evidence of conspiracy involving Arazu, whom they call the Slain?
I do not. Just a gut feeling. And it seemed like a harmless move at the time. Basically an ego boost.
I assure you that this is incorrect. I am as loyal as can be. Your loyalty has always been under question, Arazu.
I do
Were
not
you
believe
not?
he is disloyal. Just a little too ambitious.
Well, he has already been killed for disloyalty and raised so that his service might continue. For Bane is merciful when the wise fear him. I fear, Inquisitor! I have nothing but fear! Well, this is unfortunate, yet I had no love for the Beholder, yet our position is now much weaker. The mines must be reinforced immediately, though we cannot spare the soldiers from the sand fort. We barely have enough to resist a concerted attack by the Badin.
Well, we will be returning to the sand fort in the near future. We have information on how to get past the door. We believe we cracked the code.
Would you share your discoveries with me?
I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was basically the riddle
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
so I'll
just
share the
kinda-
riddle, and you can decide whether or not you tell her your speculations.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll recite the full riddle.
Uh,
And in addition to that, we have one of the mercenaries accompanying me is very fluent in the ways of the dwarven arts and letters and words. You see, we believe we know the code now. We just need to verify it with another dwarf
wait,
back in Dagger Falls.
I think I know you. Were you not at the old fort inn?
Who, me? I was not at the old fort inn.
Not you. The bird. The machine. The Cormurian.
Tries to stop existing for
Are they with us? I thought they were down.
They are not. They are not down there. But she goes over to the tent and pulls it aside and looks down. And those of you outside will see her looking down and pointing at you, but only Isabella will hear her words.
I do not know where they came from. They were merely a convenient tool for me to use in my justice.
I guess if I watch them, could I get Isabel's side of the conversation if I use observant?
Yeah, your
Is that
perception
what
is high enough. Yeah.
You can lip read with that, can't you?
Yeah. Your perception is massive and your insight's pretty good. I tried to conscript them into the retributive justice that would have ended the life of a Cyricist, a mad Cyricist.
It
They
wouldn't have
refused.
been that incident that happened at Dagger Falls, would it? I saw the smoke
Yes,
from miles away.
yes, that is the incident. They refused, yet they did Bane's work and killed him anyway.
I think Mara accepted the contract.
Yeah,
She
we did
accept the
accept it.
contract. So they have been working as our agents for some time now. Huh.
It might interest you to know that Lady Eleanor has recently sworn a vow to Bane, renouncing her old gods.
Is most interesting. She
She's still
deserves.
hesitant about what's going on in the future, but I think her mind will change soon enough.
She deserves to wear the black gauntlet.
If only I could hear what was being said right now.
I'm
The
repeating
holy
any
rage.
fragment I hear to the party.
I completely agree, but since I am not a high member of the clergy, I did not feel it was in my authority to bestow her with one.
Well, you will need to reach Teshwave to get reinforcements. Travel there, beseech them. I shall provide documentation. Indeed, I have a report that the authorities must see. Take this, then, to Teshwave, and Teshwave will reinforce them. Oh, we already have seen this, I think. But this is it's her inquiry, and so I had sent a report on an agent, but I believe they were waylaid in the border forest. Have
peculiar.
you met? Sorry, yep.
Oh, that was just. How
Just
peculiar.
Yeah. Have you met our dragon, Dragonsbane, son of King Dragonsbane of Damara?
I have not yet, my lord.
He
It is a
bows.
pleasure.
A prince who serves now the Black Legion. A time will come when the elderly king at last dies, and we shall place the R-Dragon on the throne of Damara.
Fabulous news.
I am very pleased to meet you, my lady, and I place myself at your disposal. If there is any way that I can serve the cause, that I can serve the core clergy, that I can serve the Lord of Tyranny, then I am yours to command.
Oh, I thank you, my lord. But please, use me at your service. Let me know whenever you need my expertise in dealing with some rabble rousers.
Yes, my lady. I shall call upon you in my hour of need. Enough formalities, then. I understand you came with tribute.
That is true. We have the cart full of iron and gold and silver.
Well, we have need for it to reach Teshwave. It is of little use here. Take it then to Teshwave and give it to the commanders there. They shall ensure it reaches Zental Keep and the Citadel of the Raven.
I will do it, my lady. Thank you for this opportunity. I do love being back out in the open air again.
Yes. Well, will you require horses?
Yes, horses would be very much welcome.
They shall be provided.
If that is all, should I bid you adieu? We have a long journey ahead of us.
Yes. If you wish to remain here for the night, a tent shall be made available.
I am thankful for the offer, but I think it's best we hit the road as soon as possible.
As you wish. We have a wide variety of books in our library if you wish to peruse them.
Oh, I suppose we could stop for an hour to take a look. Rest our feet a little.
Very
Library and
well.
Flightless is just like waving.
Just a moment. Ah. Um. All right. So these are the books that are available. It's some of them are very expensive, and so be careful when you turn the pages, and some of them are not.
Hey, Death Pussy 4.
I like how that's
Lady
important
Eleanor,
enough to
do
keep
you
in the
know any
library.
of these ladies?
Lady Eleanor's in this book. She's one of the characters.
Gasp!
You are one of the slatterns of Suzo.
Big reveal.
Big reveal. Apparently, you prefer minotaurs.
I guess if we have access to this book, like this would like read through like the history ones, and I guess the Arcana ones.
Yeah.
Are we staying the night here, or are we moving?
I figured Eleanor would want to leave as soon as possible.
Definitely. Also, has
Oh.
never stopped glaring at you since you mentioned that she sold her soul to Bane.
Huh.
Technically the truth, but we're upset that you mentioned it.
All right.
Just trying to get us friendly with the Zentarum.
I don't understand why we have to be friendly with the Zentarum. How much longer must this charade go on for?
I believe they call
Charade?
it a double agent.
Yes, charade.
I don't know, till they get extremely suspicious of me and try to kill me?
Well, I must admit your rank has been quite useful so far. I don't intend to keep this up forever.
I wasn't expecting her to buy that there back, but she must not be very good at clericing things.
Huh. Out of
What was your
Bane's
plan if
favor.
she saw through it?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Did you see that nat 20?
Draw +1 short sword, I guess.
shoot her in the face. Yeah.
That's it. That'll do.
You remind me of another reckless woman I used to know.
Ha.
Which one?
She's referencing Mara.
Oh,
Another life, perhaps.
mhm.
All right. Artisan, D100, please, as we set off over these mountains heading towards Daggerdale. All
64
right.
square feet in my.
Okay. Da 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 da. All right. The Desert Mouth Mountains are quite cold. They're very hot where we are at the base with the desert winds blowing off, but they rise very steep and they go quite high. And even in summer, they remain cool. The glaciers melting and flash floods of very cold streams are pretty frequent. So we travel along this slow road. If you've not been on the Desert Mouth Mountains before, it's a switchback. It zigs and it zags. It zigs and zags constantly, um, making it making what should be a 100-mile journey into several hundreds of miles as you go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Constantly. Having to backtrack when you've already backwards and forwards. So sometimes you're out over the edge of the border forest, and at other times you're much closer to the heart of the mountains. On your first night, after you've been traveling for a couple of hours, and the chill of the evening begins to replace the heat of the desert wind, what does our camp look like?
Hmm.
It was just a central fireplace with like a camp stuff around it.
Is there any wall that we can put the back of our camp towards? Like from the mountain?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The road is only between 15 and 35 feet wide, so putting us back against the mountain is kind of hard to avoid. You don't have to do it that way, but it's hard not to. Yeah.
Okay. And I know I'd have my Still Defender constantly circling the camp as well.
Sounds good.
And
All right.
he normally takes watch, but tonight he's got some letters and he'll give one to. It's basically just what is it? A formal request that you'll teach him like more martial, give him more martial training. That's for Eleanor.
I gladly agree.
And there's one for Isabella, like basically requesting to teach him like Arcana and history.
I'll kind of teach him what I know. Fundamentals that I kind of understand.
He picks it up incredibly well.
There
You could almost say he has expertise in that skill.
you
But I'll
go.
try to like dial it back up until it becomes reasonable.
If I have time, I imagine Artisan would come talk to me first about the pistol I use. Trying to figure out how it works.
Cross-referencing with my book. I'm like, oh yeah, this is one of these.
Uh-huh.
So you said you wanted 6 barrels onto it? Or 5 additional
No.
barrels?
No, I want a 6-shooter. Like a revolver.
Oh, okay. If you had the repeating shot, would that make it? Or are you saying
Yeah,
you didn't want?
No, repeating shot would work too.
Okay.
Either way would work.
Can we make it a multi-barreled weapon?
I suppose so. There we go.
Yeah, because then we could probably, if of course Arctic approves, we could probably do basically double the damage. Walks out with Doom Eternal Shotgun.
Yeah. Can you make it a little smaller though?
I won't be able to do anything with it until I get to a forge, though.
Oh, I know. I was just building up that talks about it.
Yeah. But if I put a repeating shot on it, I feel like that would, and we could probably look into making it multiple barrels. That would actually be pretty dope.
I was just thinking, I don't want to use up your evocation for a long time.
Well, I was using it for my magic weapon, actually. But since I have a magic weapon, I no longer need it.
Cool.
Welcome back.
Thanks. The maids in their overzealous cleaning have ripped out the modem out of the wall. That was, innocent mistakes. Yeah. Oh well. Can hardly scold them. It would be positively English for me to do so, but I'm Australian, so no offense, Aloin. Anyway, so you hear a rock slide. There's a tremendous crash as the mountain seems like it's falling itself. It doesn't affect us in a way. We smell the dirt and the dust of rock kicking up into the air, and we certainly hear the crash, and it sounds like it's fallen off the mountain, smashed into the path up ahead of us, and then kept going, falling over the cliffs down into the border forest. So it's a pretty big avalanche. Started higher and ended up lower, but it hasn't really affected us. So we can ignore it if we want.
Did it seem like there was like a loud sound or anything before it fell, or does it seem like gravity did it?
Yeah, probably the latter. At least we didn't hear any sounds beforehand, and it could be something like melting snow or erosion, or there might have been, a large animal that dislodged it, or yeah, as you say, might be something just as innocuous as gravity. Everything falls over in the end. Entropy wins in the end.
All right.
It's not close, but it's close enough that we heard it.
Let's just kind of be on guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You pass throughout the night then. No further incidents occur. And after we pack up our tents and whatnot in the morning, kick out our campfires and head off on the road, an hour later, so if we leave at 7 a.m., at 8 a.m., we come across the rock slide. There is, it looks like it's buried someone. They probably died during the night.
Oh, that's too bad. You have anything on him?
He did. He had warm weather gear, climbing gear, short bow, hand axe, skinning knife, backpack, tent, bedroll, empty wine flask. And you also find a spinel in their pocket. It looks like most of their body was not caught within it, but they slowly died of either blood loss or exposure. So the death wasn't instant, but it was inevitable.
Where did like their legs get crushed under it, or what?
Exactly, the legs got crushed. Yeah. So it's the bottom half of their body got crushed, and yeah.
What's a spinel?
It's like a shit ruby. They're not bad. The ruby on the front of Queen Elizabeth's crown, or the crown jewels of England, is a spinel. They call it a ruby, but it's a spinel.
The climbing gear could be useful.
Particularly because you've got an avalanche in the way now. Like it's all this rocks in front of you block your path.
Is it blocking the entire way?
Yeah, absolutely. The path is only about 20 feet wide or so, and yeah, it covers that. Yeah, if you've ever seen a rock slide, even in the modern era, one that's taken out a road, that's what it looks like.
Oof.
Is this the tent a single person tent? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if there was another road we could take.
No, absolutely not. No. So this is a switchback. It sits along the edge of the mountain. On your northern side there is the border forest, 1,000 feet below you. On the southern side is the Desert Mouth Mountains, which we're walking along, and the cliff side up above. So there's absolutely no way around it. No, it's just it blocks it completely blocks your path. I'm trying to find a decent picture, but surprisingly, I'm struggling to do so.
I can picture what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is anything movable?
Oh, yeah. The rocks are, probably weigh 100 pounds or so.
Can we cause another avalanche to happen to move these rocks further down the cliff?
Yeah, that's the short answer is potentially.
I'm going to cast Booming Blade and start smacking the rocks.
All right. Isabella, you can roll a D100.
Okay.
56. your efforts attract the attention of a big burly guy. He's got huge forearms, black hair covers the forearms, a thick beard like a Bluto from Popeye. That's what he looks like, really. Huge dude, muscular, thick bearded, hairy armed, and he's higher up in the ledge. He's like about 150 feet above you, not near the avalanche, more directly above, the back of our cart. And he's got an axe over his shoulder that's big enough to be a battle axe, but looks like it's more designed for chopping wood. Huge wood axe, and he's just watching you as you use magic to clear the path.
I wonder if he caused the avalanche over the other guy.
Got a surprise? Hello there, sir.
He looks down at you, clearly hears you, but doesn't greet you.
Is it Roger? Or do we recognize him?
Is it Honeywell?
It could be Honeywell. At this distance, it's a little bit hard to tell. But no, it doesn't look like Raja, no.
There's also that the other guy. Might also be that other mountain man we ran into, but he had like a saber tooth, didn't he?
I think he was wearing just a loincloth, so.
Yeah. Okay, so not him.
This guy's wearing clothes that would be suitable in the Dales, but he also has furs as well, like as if a Dale lander wanted to keep warm, basically.
Mm-hmm. Can you give us a hand down here?
He looks at the rock fall, and he looks at the cliff below him. He doesn't even bother to reply. Once you've gotten over that, you'll be moving on, won't you?
Yes, we're just trying to make our way back to Dagger Falls.
Then hurry. This is private property.
I'm sorry.
Property owned by whom, may I ask?
Property owned by me, you fucking idiot. Who do you think? Women. God. Half a brain cell between them.
Just kind of shake my head at that, bewildered. I'm gonna mutter under my breath, pleasant fellow.
Don't throw the rocks over the cliff, you fucking idiot. Put them to one side. They're useful.
Since he called me an idiot, I'm gonna purposely throw him all over the cliff.
Oh, you dumb bitch. He leans down and picks up a heavy crossbow. Did you hear what I said?
If you don't like it, come down here and help me.
I'll come down there, alright. I'll come down there and I'll drag the lot of you back up to my place. Been a while since I got married.
It's not polite to hold the crossbow.
I'd advise you stop threatening us.
I never thought I'd get to use that one.
And I'd advise you that you're on private property. Oh, wait, I already told you that.
Aye, and we're trying to get off it.
You're just gonna stand up there hurling insults at us, or are you actually gonna help?
They're not insults, they're commands. Take the rocks and put them to one side, particularly the bigger ones. I'll need them for me wall. Gotta keep the women in somehow.
The women?
Aye, me wives. I'll add 'em to you if you like. Could use another couple.
I see. Are these wives of yours
Central.
paired to you by consent?
Aye, they consent all right. I've got the axe, I've got the crossbow, I built the wall. That's consent.
Huh. You know what? There's a bit of a change of plans. I'd like to stay, meet your wives.
Would you now? And why would you like to meet me wives?
I'm sure there are plenty
She
of
has a thing for other ladies.
Aye, right. Well, show me your packages then. Go on, take that steel off it. I'm sure it's useless on you anyway. You look like a goddamn lezo.
The
Of course,
real
I'm gonna
reason
get
why
from-
I'd like to meet them is I'm sure there are many other men that they would consensually rather be with. I'd like to
Chainmail
give them that
bikini's all a woman
opportunity.
needs. Aye. Aye, well show us your goods then.
I tire of this exchange.
He watches you work with the crossbow loaded.
I'm still throwing them all over the cliff.
Oh, I'm running out of patience.
Well, I told you how to stop, so get down here.
What? How far is he
You
away from
think
us?
that
Oh, sorry.
120, 150 feet? You think that a woman can give a man orders on his own land? What are you, mad?
I'm
I'm gonna-
furious. There's a bunch of rocks in my way and an angry, hairy man yelling at me.
Yeah, about 120, 150 feet, Carrick.
Wondering, like, what's the closest I can get without, like, climbing or anything?
This, yeah. The cliff is it's not 90 degrees, but it's pretty damn sheer, and so from here you'd have to start climbing in order to make any progress towards him.
Okay.
Does the edge of the cliff at all go, or like the wall of the cliff at all go out of sight of him? To where one would be able to get on the same level as him without him realizing?
Oh, short answer is no. Like it kind of goes like this, with us here, him here, and the forest down there, and the mountain peaks somewhere higher up here. So like if you travelled far enough, like who knows, half a mile, 10 miles, who knows, you could probably find a goat trail that might lead up the cliffs. You know, you might go up an old dry stream or something like that. But where he is and where the rock falls happened, it's you know 80 degrees sharp. It's pretty sheer and pretty high. He's in a good position.
Thinks he is.
Huh. Where are your husbands?
Oh, got one. Where's yours?
Huh. So you're Alezos after all. Should have known.
Seems preferable compared to being with you.
Is that what you think, is it? You ain't
It
never
is.
had a real man then?
Sounds like you haven't had a real woman.
Huh. You're too right. Got a couple of swines up there. 3 of them. But they're half useless.
Yes, again, I would like to meet them.
Come on up then, lady.
Very well then. I will sprout my radiant, luminescent wings and fly up there to him.
Before you go.
What the damn devil?
Oh, sorry. Can I do something
Then
before she
once
flies
I-
up?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll place his hand on your shoulder, his eyes will glow, and in a voice that's what he'll say, go with faith, and he'll cast Shield of Faith with you, on you. He looks confused, as like something channeled through him and he wasn't sure what it was. But it's Xenomorph.
Oh,
Nice.
definitely pleases me to
Seems-
see that.
It seems like an opportunity to throw it in there.
It pleases me to see your faith is strong.
What manner of devil are you? Succubus!
Devil. Devil. Does a devil shine so? I spread my radiant wings. Now then, I
Aye.
insist you take me to see your wives.
When she's trying to tempt a man, that's the way she shines, alright.
I'm gonna jab him with the blunt end of my halberd.
Alright, a fight is on. So you're on the edge of a cliff, but you've got wings. He does not. You jab him. Let's roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative.
He doesn't have any armor on.
Nice.
He's using his weapon two-handed.
If we are trying to fight from below him as well, would we roll?
Oh, yeah, but
Mostly
there's
the
not.
view.
But he's basically going to back up so that you can't see him, sort of thing. So you can by all means roll, but without being able to get a bead on him, unless you're like lobbing grenades or something. There's not a. You don't have a lot of options. Yeah. 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 So by all means, if you wanna intervene, you can. Otherwise, it's really just a jewel on the top of the
I
mountains.
think I've intervened to a good degree already with the one spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay,
really
I
have
think-
anything to use.
Yeah.
Also,
Alright,
I'm
so you're
just
slow,
curious to see
Eleanor.
what Elnor could do.
Exactly. You're slow, Eleanor, but you're not as slow as him.
I don't see any need to amend the initiative. It's still higher.
No, we don't. No, we don't even need to. Yeah, as you say, they don't even really need an initiative, to be honest.
I guess it was just to decide who hits first.
Precisely.
Yeah. All right then. So, if you were to attack to do non-lethal damage, how does that work?
Yeah, just say it, and that'll work just fine, depending on what weapon you've got, and yeah.
I think it's that
Yeah.
when you reduce a creature to 0 with a melee attack, you can just decide not to kill them instead. I think that's the rules from the book.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's.
I think it's
yeah.
technically any attack, which is stupid.
It's like great.
It is pretty
divine
stupid, so I
smite,
tend to.
200 points
I
of
like it.
damage, non-lethal.
Yeah. Essentially, like the way I do it is, if you're using a weapon that's meant to kill people, like a sword, then you fight at disadvantage. Whereas using something like a club or a mace that's just as good at crippling as it is killing, then there's no penalty. That's how I do it. But that's not rules as written.
Alrighty then.
So what are you using?
Halberd.
Yeah, yeah, we'll call that a flat roll. That'll be fine. Halberds are versatile weapons. They've got a bunch of different ways you can attack with them.
Alrighty then. 17.
17 is going to hit. He's like unarmored, and so you clobber him over the side with the armor, with the weapon.
7.
Okay, so it's a mild injury for such an experienced fighter, and although he does have an axe, he's not going to use it. You still got your wings operated? Or wings
Yeah.
activated? Oh, okay,
Oh,
then
that's
he will.
right. Since I have those active, I get my level in radiant damage. So it's
Right.
14 damage.
That's nasty. You're blinded. The devil blinded me, he says, and he swings twice with his battle axe. But I'll send you back to hell, devil.
Oof, that one hits. The one on the top.
Alright.
Ouch. Oh yeah, I've got other attacks to make,
Oh yeah.
but I'll just
You
make
go
those
ahead and
now.
make him. And then you can that's right, then you can have your turn after that. 12 hits, his armor class is 11.
And the bonk won't hit.
No, it won't. Um
Yeah,
Alright.
back to my turn again, I think.
It is, yeah.
And your little like wing damage is on one attack or all the attacks.
One attack
Just
per
one.
turn.
The first
Okay.
one that hits per turn.
Still really good.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty brutal. Yeah.
Hmm.
Still being hit by that axe strike, drawing blood, kind of angers me. So I'm gonna cast Divine Favor as my bonus action for even more radiant damage.
Huh.
And Halberd.
You might be the least useless woman I've ever met.
So that's 12 plus 7 for 19 plus Divine Favor for 21 with that hit.
Oh, brutal. And
And
he's
then,
looking weathered.
Another natural one.
It's a fight to the death, then it is! Ah! And he swings wildly with the first one, but more accurately with the second.
As he swings wildly,
Huh.
I say, not to the death. Stand down, you fool.
I'll never bow to a woman!
As you wish, then. I'm still planning to beat him into submission rather than kill him, though.
Sure. That
Very
hits.
vain of you.
Haha.
So that's 14, 16 on that one.
Okay, yeah, he's just about had it.
And then 11 plus.
And that takes him out.
Wow.
And he collapses onto the ground, knocked out as you deliver a crushing blow to the side of his head.
Fool.
You didn't need to
Oh.
murder him, you know.
I didn't kill him, don't worry.
You sure? Looked like a
Yeah,
slider from down here.
Why not?
I'll check his pulse just to be sure.
Yeah, he's still breathing.
Yeah, he's fine. He can stay here and have a nap while I check out his wives and, if need be, set them free.
Well, be careful. I'm gonna keep moving rocks.
Yes, please do. Shouldn't be too long. I'll also pick up his axe, so if he comes to, he's much less dangerous.
Take the crossbow.
Yeah, I'll take both. Why not?
Okay.
And then he said up there, so I'm going to start heading up the mountain pass towards where he's motioned, where his wives might be.
How's people's strength for moving the rocks?
I have an 8.
You have an 8.
I have a 9. Guess I'm.
Hooray!
Strong.
I have a 10. So
That's not
You
great.
have the 8,
Oh,
9, 10.
And you're
I
small,
guess-
so you have half the strength of us. So
since I have like I guess the best pants, I can cast. Can you cast enlarge reduce on yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I guess I'll enlarge myself and start moving rocks.
Very
Better.
good. Alright. Alright. So, Eleanor, you're going to go and find this guy's house?
Yeah.
Alright. You find a
Assuming it
stone
can't be
wall.
far.
It's not far, that's right. It's about half a mile. And you can follow the smoke. There's cooking fires which lead you there. He's got a wall that's about 5 feet high, maybe 6 feet high, stone wall. And beyond that, there is a garden, and beyond that, a stone house that it looks like it's probably big enough to be like a 2, maybe 3 bedroom. But there's no signs that it is any bedrooms. No internal walls. It's just more of a square building with a stone foundation, wood on the upper half of the walls, and then a thatch roof. So you reach the gate, and you spot 3 women out in the garden. One of them's drawing water, one of them's doing the weeding, and the other is collecting honey from a beehive, getting a few stings in the process. As mentioned, there's cook fires going on. Each of the women appear to be in various stages of pregnancy, but they're all labouring physically in spite of their condition. One of them is Badine. One of them appears to be a Dalelander, red hair, and the other one appears to be from the Moonsea, blonde hair, fairer complexion, particularly fairer than the dusky skin of the Badine woman.
So I'll approach slowly and non-threateningly.
And you're dragging their comatose husband with you?
Yeah, might as well be, yeah.
The Badine woman runs inside and closes the door and looks outside the window. The Moonsea woman picks up a pitchfork and aims it at you. And the Dalelander grabs her shovel and takes a few steps forward and looks like she might use it as a huge club.
Hey now, don't be alarmed. My name is Lady Eleanor, and I had a little chat, so to speak, with your husband here. He was very rude, and I had to teach him some manners. Now then, I have my suspicions that the three of you aren't here of your own free will. Am I correct?
Daylander and the Moonsea woman look at each other while the Bedine woman just gazes outside of the window. It's there's no glass; it's just an open window, and she's doing her best to hide while also to watch and listen at the same time. The Daylander and the woman from the Moonsea exchange silent glances and seem to know what each other is thinking or saying, but it's the Daylander that speaks up. He gave you grief, did he?
He did. I've never encountered a more rude person.
Ah, he's rude, all right. He ain't fair. He ain't no gentleman. I'll tell you that much.
Well
What
then,
are you, some kind of angel?
no, I couldn't consider myself one. But if the three of you would like to leave this place behind and accompany me to Daggerdale, I'd be happy to escort you. As for him, he can have a little nap and wake up here. I'm sure he'll take care of himself.
Well, hell, I'll go back. That's my homeland. Uh, and the Moonsea woman looks at her and considers, and she just nods. And they glance back at the window. But hell, I'd know about her. She don't even speak the common tongue.
Well, it just so happens that there are a number of Badine that moved into Daggerdale recently. I'm sure she'd be welcomed into their community.
You don't say. I didn't know that they started buying slaves back in Dagger Falls.
Oh no, they are ex-slaves. Recently liberated by myself, no less.
Well, oh, hell. Oh, I'm a liberated woman. Well, she is anyway. Gestures towards the Moonsea woman who rolls her eyes. And you say, there's B. Dean down in Dagger Falls?
There are.
She looks down at her husband and wait here a minute. Throws her shovel down and waddles over to the house, and you hear her
She will.
trying to communicate with the Dean woman, but like she's having a really hard time, and she's kind of being a little bit maybe patronising or condescending in the process, explaining things the way a child would, or maybe the way you would to a dog. Um, it's difficult to tell whether the woman understands what's going on or not.
Hmm. I guess I spent quite a bit of time around Badine. I don't know the language, but I'll see if I can try and communicate the sentiment that I'm giving her the opportunity to leave.
Excellent. Make either a performance or an insight check as you either try to use gestures or empathy. That's good. She gets the idea. She sees that you've overpowered her husband. She sees that you're wearing armor. She knows stories of liberated women who go around beating up cruel and despotic men. And so, yeah, they grab their things. They grab the cash. They grab whatever they have, which is valuable, and drag him inside. And the Badine woman makes sure that he's comfortable. She brews up some tea. She makes him a sandwich. She pulls the blankets up over him and gets a hot water bottle and gives it to him and looks back with what might be fondness and kindness, but all the same, she leaves him.
All right, I'll start escorting them back down the mountain path. And
All right.
on the way there, I'll also mention that once we get to Daggerdale, I can see that the three of them are quite clearly in different stages of pregnancy.
Mm.
So I'll give them each a sizable purse of gold when we get there, so they can take care of themselves.
How are you going to get 3 pregnant women down a 120-foot sheer cliff?
I imagine there's some pass that leads all the way down, even if it's not directly down to where the party is.
There are what we call goat tracks, which are suitable for mountain goats, but not for pregnant women.
Yeah. I guess I'll ask, how did he get you up here in the first place?
He used rope.
I see.
We got bought and sold, we did.
He purchased you? I
Uh-huh.
assumed he kidnapped you himself.
No, he got discharged from the Zentarum after 15 years of service, and they gave him a bit of money. He used it to buy, well, us among other things.
Well, he won't be buying anyone else, not since you robbed him blind.
They like that. That does not look safe, the Moonsea lady says. We'll surely be killed. Our necks will break.
It isn't safe. If we were to descend this cliff face, we need to do it correctly. I'll start to theorize on how best to get down there.
Yeah, difficult idea. But we can make it a 4-6 check, where you need to get 4 successes out of 6 rolls, and naturally the consequences are going to be catastrophic. Um, um, now, typically a 4-6 check can involve only the same skill twice, and only one character can can make the attempt twice. But since we only have like well, we've got 4 characters, so we might be able to split it up with just 2 attempts each. If you can't think of a way for that your character might participate, then we might relax those rules a little bit. In any case, we want a total of up to 6 checks, of which only 2 can be the same skill, and preferably only 2 the same character. So if you can think of any way that you might, for example, spot a path with perception, or descend with athletics or acrobatics, or something else. If you can think of a way to use magic or something else, then that might
Yeah.
bypass the skill entirely.
Can I use Tensor's floating disc? Put him on there, and I basically climb up and down.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you want to make an athletics check for yourself to get up, Tensor's floating disc is an automatic success. An athletics check to get down, but because they're not going to trust the floating disc, you might. Oh, and the floating disc it can't go higher than 5 feet, so that won't work.
Higher than
Doesn't
5 feet compared to you, or
Compared to the ground. Yeah, it's a good idea, but I don't think and maybe we could be a little bit flexible with it this time, just for this particular instance. That's sort of not how it's meant to work, but it's an idea. For this instance, we might be flexible. You're still
thought
going
it
to
was
have to
for-
convince them to get on the disc, however. Yep.
Yeah. 'Cause I thought it can't cross over a gap. That was more than.
Oh, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't levitate. You can't use it because that would make the levitation spell basically
Yeah, it can't
superfluous.
cross an elevation of over 10 feet or more.
Right.
Okay, so.
So it falls in the pit, it can't leave the pit.
Well,
Back to the
I
drawing
think,
board.
how about if we remove, because the primary goal is to get the women down to the bottom without them being injured.
Yeah.
So I figure if we could do something like, because we've got time on our side, if we
Yeah.
could do something like make a rope harness for them, and then the 4
Yep.
of us lower them down with our combined strength, so
That
that
will-
the woman doesn't even have to actually rely on her own strength.
That's pretty good. So that might be a survival check and a athletics check.
That's 2 checks.
Yeah, that's 2. If you can think of 2 more, because you only need 4 successes. So, let's say you fail the athletics check, you can make another athletics check. You can use the same skill twice if you want. Yeah.
I was thinking
We
of
also
both
have-
skills.
we all have our inspirations as well.
Yep. Good point.
What about I'll ask Carrick to look for a particularly strong rocky outcropping. I keep saying her name.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean flightless.
Yep.
So look for a
What's
particularly
perception?
strong.
Yep.
yeah,
That
rocky
works. Perception's a good
outcropping.
choice.
What else? Has anybody else got any skills they're proficient in that they would they want to go for?
That's investigation.
Oh.
See how it could be useful.
Absolutely. Investigation's another one. While perception might spot the path, investigation will tell whether the scree is loose, whether the rocks are splitting, that sort of thing.
Alright, so we've got 4 skills. I think we can re-roll on some of those if we need to.
Go ahead and give it a try.
Okay, which one goes first, I guess?
Whichever one you think makes sense to go
Suppose we pick
first.
the location first.
Exactly. I think the perception is the right choice.
I suppose, and from the what happened earlier, he'll look deep with he'll try to figure out what happened, and he'll, I suppose, reach out in an inadvertent prayer and cast guidance upon himself.
Absolutely.
Because he wants to help these people escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old
And
guidance.
I suppose with CM that this is sort of a worthy goal.
Yeah. And will these all be at advantage since we're all helping?
Whoa.
Maybe the athletics check, because I said all 4
Yeah.
of us load them down at once.
19.
Probably just the athletics, yeah. So 19's fine. DC is 15, so that's so you find a good solid path. If you would then want to make the investigation check as well, flightless, it's up to, if that's where you
Also,
want to do it.
it's like supervised. So it's if you see something start crumbling, he'll point it out so that they can
Yeah.
their footings.
That works. Yeah,
21
cool.
Or 22.
All right.
Guidance.
22, yeah. So yeah, you've found a good solid goat track. Goats are you probably scare the goats off to get them to use it, so you know it's reliable. What comes next?
It's the binding of the rope and the making of the harnesses.
Makes sense. So go ahead and make a survival check.
You can have the knowledge of Seamorph if you want.
Yeah, even though they're up above and you're down below, is that still
Who's making
possible? Can you
the
cast it? Someone up the top, presumably.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be that way. That was my presumption. It doesn't have to be that way though.
Makes sense. That.
It's got to. Otherwise, you're just going to have to get up there anyway. Yeah. So survival or sleight of hand.
For the rope work.
Yeah. Does anybody have more than 1 for that?
No, this will be you, Eleanor, because everyone else is down below, and you have the
Down the bottom. So they could do the rope, but then they'd have to do an athletics check to get up to you, if that makes sense. Which is fine. You know, you can do it that way.
Well, if
We do have climbing gear and pythons.
If anybody does have better survival / sleight of hand skills, I'd try to help them up.
Yeah, I have a 3 to sleight of hand.
Very good. You can make the check then, but then someone will have to then take it up to them, which will count as one of the skills.
So sleight of hand first.
Yeah. All right. 12 is not going to be enough to support their weight.
Spend my inspiration on that.
Absolutely.
So if you do want guidance, but you spend.
You can add the guidance now because they're down there with you. So that was you couldn't do it with Eleanor, but the guidance you say one of those rhymes, rabbit goes in the burrow, comes out the hole, or something. And that's right. Okay, so that's 3 out of the 4, and we haven't failed yet. So I guess we have to do an athletics or an acrobatics next to get it up there.
That's what. I also like the idea if he opens his beak and the voice of Seamorph or God just rhymes out a basic how to tie a knot.
It comes out of there like an Indian YouTuber's voice, and now we take the knot.
I'll go for the athletics then. We'll re-roll that.
Yep. Yeah, cool. So, someone either scrambles up or they toss the rope high enough, 100 feet, that's 30 meters, pretty fucking hard, but it can be done. You grab it, you lower them down, you get down yourselves, and we start taking these fair ladies, recently divorced from their husband, down towards Dagger Falls. And I guess we shall call it there.
And I think.
I can imagine how pissed he's going to be when he wakes up in his bed, finds out he's got no possessions, and all 3 of his wives are gone.
Hey, he has a sandwich and tea.
Well, anyway, say
That's
goodbye
true.
to the internet.
Yeah,
Thanks
fire
everyone for
that.
coming along. Hope
Mm.
you had a good time.
Those tea will be cold by the time he wakes up.